Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Price of Vengeance at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, the DM for tonight, as we join Felicia, Corinne, Danny, and Jordan. I'm just about getting there with all the names. At least two of them are always the same, so it's easy to remember, with their adventures on the high seas of Valerian. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar, and please only use the D&D functions. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link below or vote towards the session twist by becoming a subscriber. So let's rejoin the players as they play part 2 of We Be Killers. Let's meet the players.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We live somehow.
We live.
In this heat.
We have not
I'm dying.
We don't have the heat anymore.
It's gone.
British weather has resumed its domination, and now we've got this kind of slightly rainy, slightly grey, kind of cool wind coming in. It's nice. It's nice.
My Nordic body is not made for this. It's so hot. I'm dying.
I completely sympathise. It would be my idea of hell.
Yes.
Have some chickens.
Let's see, what crew have we got on deck? We've got Hermit, we've got Prime. I was about to say we've got Jordan, but
oh, I'm here, right?
There in front of me. We've got DeFreight. Hello, DeFreight.
Hello, DeFreight.
Welcome.
Oh, there we go. SJ, welcome aboard.
Welcome
And we'll have to find out a little bit more about SJ, if SJ is willing, and find out what race they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, previously on The Price of Vengeance, you guys met up with your new captain, Captain Keeley Horn, a well-known figure amongst Forsaken society. You don't really know that much about the crime that she committed to come to the Forsaken, but you do know that she's well respected, and for the last few years she's actually relinquished her captain title and instead been part of a strike force doing various missions. You don't know a great deal about those missions, but you've been told that she's a very capable captain, and you've noticed that she is jolly but stern. You've heard her mixed stories about her killing mutineers single-handedly, but also being a fair and otherwise positive captain. She sent you on a night excursion, getting past a nearby village and getting as close as you could to Port Raoul, where you met up with Terem, who is a large female Goliath who is currently blending in with Kantoum society. Kantoum has at the very top the warrior caste. So this giant, henched up female Goliath with this giant sword is pretty much not questioned there. As far as they're concerned, force of arms, she can get around, her wife can get around without much problem. However, she is not part of Kantoum society. She is a drowned king, one of the members of the Seven Sails, the clandestine organization of spies and merchants who are in every port in Alerian, if you believe the legend. They met up with you, singing a Forsaken song with a privacy spell to show you that they were genuine, and took you off to meet a sailor who had met a ship that they are calling the Interceptor. It doesn't have a name, but they're calling it the Interceptor. And he recounted that... hang on. Was it he or they? I think it was they, actually.
They, he, you said.
He, yes, that's right. They recounted the attack where mutants, and not kind of cool-looking mutants with symmetry and everything. One person had like a spiral horn just coming up the side of their head. Excuse me. Coming out at the side of their head. Other people had like kind of weird bits and pieces and attacked their ship. And after killing some of the crew, subduing and kidnapping some of the rest of the crew, one of the mutants walked straight into the powder room and blew up the ship. They jumped free of the ship, and keeping a barrel between themselves and the ship, they didn't see a great deal. they could tell that there was a large ramming spike, a large barbed ramming spike, almost like a serrated blade that lay just under the water, just kind of anchoring into the ship. The front of the ship had been metal paneled, so it's armored just on the kind of front of it. And they did also manage to note that the captain had a bulbous purple head and tentacles where there should be a mouth. At which point Shirin came to the conclusion that it must be a mind flayer.
Elephant, yeah.
The last thing as well is a theory based on how the interceptor can get around, ignoring the wind, not using the sails, all of that stuff. And that is that as they were there in the sea holding onto this barrel, something large and something that they describe as organic hit them. And it was not a deliberate hit. It was more that it was just pushing the water and they were in the way and it clipped their legs. And after that, they managed to get the barrel behind the wreckage of the sinking ship and just stayed there as flotsam and was rescued a few days later. I think that's everything. Ooh. So, you're sat in a silo, waiting for night to come. Tarim and her wife is sat talking with Defrate, Prime, and Hermit, who last time managed to loot a few items. I think Defrate managed to get an interesting collection of books that they now have in a sack. And I can't remember, I think it was Prime that got chased away by an angry cat.
Yeah, someone got chased by an angry cat. That's how that happened.
Yep. We've all been there.
So, the sailor that I'm trying to bring up my...
his name was Gren, wasn't it?
Here we go, Gren Onagay, it's a Kalashtar. He, they, Kalashtar ranger.
I was hoping the bagel joke would return, and it has.
Straight away.
Yep.
Straight away.
The bosun, who traditionally on the ship is the person to look after the crew, but also to be feared by them, because they are the ones that deal out the cat o' nine tails when it needs to be used. Instead has a dessert and baked goods based.
Well, I assume she still uses them, but it's like a last resort thing. It's like first you're taking away your like cake privileges.
Well, yeah, it's a tier. No dessert, no baked goods. Confined to brig, and it goes all the way down to I will flay your back. So yeah, it's a scale. Yeah, it's a scale. It's like Bill Bailey's scale of evil. So yes, in your bagel bag. That must be a big bagel bag. I mean, this is a small library of books.
Yeah, but we had bagels for like 6 people with us.
Yeah, so it had to be a big bag.
7 people.
Although arguably you've got between you, your 3 skags, one of which seems to be a very enthusiastic. Well, bagel enthusiastic orc, 2 Goliaths, and you've also offered some to Gran.
Yes.
A lot of bagels.
Yeah.
We're chewing through the 6-person supply now. Yeah, we're kind of getting through your supply here.
If you do exclamation mark bagel
for each, there are a couple. You know.
Oh
Everyone needs more than one.
Yeah, I'm allowing the narrative.
A man who bagels.
I don't count arrows and I don't count bagels, so we're good for now, yeah? Until something comes up and Karma says that you are out of ammunition, or in this case, out of bagels, then we're good. Yeah.
The crew riots.
Yes.
Yeah.
SJ, we'll meet you at the ship because you're not at the...
Yes, SJ, you're on the ship at the moment because they're currently on an away team mission, so you are with the rest of the skags
Yeah.
on the ship.
So you can choose like race, whatever, but your class is like skag, I think.
Yeah, your class is skag.
Yeah.
You've got a rusty.
Well, your badge
your ability is rusty cutlass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's called the Skag Attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't
yeah,
spam it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we. Well, I wasn't going to tell them at all until we got to it. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
You are currently in the silo with Gren
And
with
chickens.
Terran and some chickens apparently.
Yeah, because you said that last time.
Yeah. Well,
There's a couple
I
of
said it
chickens.
because I had a chicken effect, which I put on.
I think she added chickens. Yeah, I did say cannon though, which I should stop saying that.
You have given her too much power, Simon.
And so yeah, you guys
Will never be stopped.
have the opportunity, being that you've had a whole week to do your homework. I know you've been agonizing over it. You haven't at all just completely forgot the session an hour after you played it.
No.
And because I never do that at all.
No, of course not. We know everything.
I tend to forget it an hour after I've played it, and I tend to remember it about 5 seconds before we start the next session. But if you have any extra questions, now's the time to ask.
Do you like waffles?
Where?
Do we know if our ship is I think you said last week that our ship is really fast, so our ship would be able to.
It's comparatively
outrun
fast.
Gren's boats, but
Yeah, the Brigantine will be faster than Gren's boat. I mean, Gren said that they had a flat-bottomed sloop, which is fast in a particular way, and that is that it's fast when it's faster than most ships when it's fully laden. Yeah, because all it needs to do is get going, and yeah, okay, it's heavy as all hell, but it does start to plane even with a heavy weight. So it's got that kind of bulb, and then shallow, and then just the final like little ridge just to keep it so that it can actually cut a course. So it's a fast big ship, whereas you're a fast medium to small ship. The Brigantine is a fast assault vessel, effectively. But it can hold enough crew. I mean, it's not as small as a frigate. It is bigger than that. It's got enough that you can do long haul voyages.
Well, yeah,
without having to crack out the Goodberry spell.
Yeah, me and Felicia, we were doing.
Oh please, we don't need a Goodberry spell for that.
Yeah.
Between me and the cook, I'm pretty sure we can ration and feed them good meals regardless.
Oh yeah, my point is you've got enough of a cargo bay to be able to do it.
Put down the entire ship on a diet. We're like, this is your allowance today.
Probably got someone that can make conjure food.
So,
otherwise, we're just gonna have to start eating the skags.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I have the Goodberry
Look
spell.
at you,
I
Deflate.
don't particularly often use it, but I can choose to use it.
Yeah, if we like suddenly somewhere we're marooned and the wind hasn't been seen for weeks, we're eating good berries.
Yeah, you guys know how to deal with cabin fever.
Yeah.
So, Gren is there, just kind of. Oh right, apparently we're buffering a little bit.
Not on our end because we haven't really dropped any frames, so it's not from us.
Okay. It may be the internet in general, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're running smoothly from my end here. I'm looking at
yeah, same
and Prime,
here.
Prime says it's good as well. Okay, we will plug on, but apologies for well, I say apologies. I'm sorry to hear that, SJ and Hermit. So, you can see that the sun is starting to well, the sun is over the yardarm, to use the correct phrase. And although the yardarm is on a ship that you can't see at the moment, but you know it'd be over the yardarm if you could see it there. And you know that you've only got a small amount of time left. So is there any preparation that you would like to make before you get before you start working your way back?
And we're going effectively the same route, aren't we?
Pretty much the same route, except this time Terim is going to help you get back by running into foods.
Is this during the night or during the day?
Yeah.
During the night. So yeah, you're waiting for
matters?
sunset again. Yeah.
It does.
For me, anyway.
You did great last time.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah, we might need to do a bit of practice, I think.
Failed my training, but in practice on the field, it was fine.
Yeah.
Yes, with a lot of help from.
A lot of help. There was a lot of help.
Dear Ava here helped you a lot out.
I always do that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm helpful.
Also, SJ, I don't know if Simon's told it. Yes, Tricky Trident, you can join the crew. You can be a skag in our little pirate adventure. So you're
welcome on board, Trident. And at the moment we have 3 of us. We're on an away mission, but we're just about to rejoin the ship. We've got Hermit, Prime, and the Freight with us at the moment, and the rest of you are all on the ship.
Yeah.
So
you can decide your. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Even better.
I was gonna say you can decide what race you are. Your class is just Skag, and you are a part of a thing called Forsaken. So you have done some sort of crime that you regret and trying to abstain yourself from. Repent. Nice, Trident. Good. Trident. I'm also Trident.
Trident the Triton.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You've got a Triton on the sea already. I think Triton are a very good thing for this type of adventure, and any of the Seven Sails adventures at all. I think Triton's always a good one. You can have your ass knocked in the water. You're like, this is my home.
Yeah, but you also have a crime you've done.
What's your
so
issue?
You can think of your crime, like mine is betrayal. I betrayed someone, and we got poisoning, and we got murder, just general murder.
Just general murder.
It's none of
for general murder.
It's none of the crimes that the Forsaken would kill you for. There are certain people that the Forsaken will kill on sight. What are the races? All of the D&D races.
Yeah,
apart
any
from
D&D
Revenant.
races. Yeah, but Revenant's the real race. It's like a thing you get once you die.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is true, by the way, of all of my adventures in Illyria. You can be any race apart from Revenant. You can be any class except from Chronomancer. I say, if you're a viewer,
touched a princess crown, but did you steal it?
Just touched it.
Just walked up and touched it. I don't know how you can repent from that or whatever. But yeah, fair enough.
Sure.
Right. The
Where were we?
Oh yeah.
Where were we?
Where were we? So yeah. So
never be innocent. Okay.
We'll be here for a long time.
Welcome to the Forever Forsaken.
Yeah. We have lifers here. It's fine. So yeah, you guys are seeing sunset. Any preparations you would like to make for your journey back? During this time, you could have had an 8-hour rest, for example, if you wanted to recalibrate any of your spells or anything like that. You did spend you did spend a lot of your time just bored, so you could have had a long rest in this time because you're waiting the whole day. And so any of you who have divine spells, you can recalibrate them now if you wish.
Trident is swabbing the deck, so it's good to know.
Yeah, that's good to know. Good to know.
I'm sorry, SJ, that is not smooth for you.
Let's see here. I might calibrate a little bit. Do we know if we'll be traveling a few days to reach where the other
I mean, this
thing
is only redoing your spells for the return trip to the ship. That's all.
Yeah.
Right.
So, for example, if you had any
really
ship-to-shore stuff, for example, if you have water walking or anything along those lines, that would be good.
If I could, just regain my second level spell slot so I can give Jordan Dark Vision again
Yep.
and
Gonna
use
need
Pass
that.
Without a Trace later, then that
is
would be good.
essential.
Yeah.
Are we getting picked up at the shore by a little rowboat?
You're
had
getting
one
picked up.
waiting, didn't we?
You are being picked up at the shore, and the standard thing is that they come in on a little skiff. You get on, and they get the hell out of there. Normally, it will have one of the kind of casters on the crew to be able to do things. You've done this many times yourself. One of you's got the darkness spell.
It's
So
SJ that
they would have
dropped
just
us
gone
off, right?
around the skiff. That's Ava, isn't it? That has darkness.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Or is it? No, it's
Dark
it's-
Vision.
I have I have darkness.
Yeah, Sharon has darkness, but I have Dark Vision.
Yes, so you'd be able to do that kind of thing where Shirin would just be able to just suddenly draw this dome of darkness over the skiff as it comes in. She'd kind of drop it, or they'd just know to maybe you'd throw a rope so that they could come through the darkness and get onto the skiff, and then you'd get the fuck out of there because very few nations like the Forsaken.
Yes, SJ, you can be a half elf that has, and the elf part is a drow. That's fine.
Yep. There's a famous one actually in Illyria, Sable Makoa, who is a half drow, and he's a warlock, and he found his patron when his mother was about to sacrifice him to Lolth. And basically, he just she was trying to court this creature.
We met
and he
him in the
basically
Benefactor campaign on Fridays.
Yep. He's been in the Benefactor campaign. So yeah, half drow, absolutely. Actually, while I've got your file up, I was about to say Glory, Ava. What's your initiative score?
Let me just write down half drow and then I'll tell you that part.
Yep.
My initiative score is 2.
2. And what's your hit points?
Hit points. Oh my.
Oh god, this is
All
bad.
of the things.
One of the chickens in the coop
57.
is actually a shape.
57.
Yeah.
And what is your armor class?
Are you Felicia can
18.
Felicia can turn into a chicken and join them and be her have her best chicken life.
Yeah.
Jordan, what's
Oh,
what's your initiative score?
0.
And your hit points?
50.
And your armor class, we know.
Basically don't have one.
10.
10.
And Dalgal, your initiative?
2,
Hit points?
71,
Ooh.
71, my god. And armor class?
16.
16.
I am.
Did you take the sturdy feat?
No, I didn't. No. My constitution is +4.
And he's a
right,
barbarian.
yeah.
+4
Barbarian.
barbarian,
So I get
D12.
defense.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
disgustingly good.
Dwarf as well,
and
right?
Shirin,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dwarf on that. Oof.
Jeez.
Yes, what? Yes, Simon?
I'm a brick.
Initiative.
Initiative is, I'm gonna say it's +2.
Hit points?
38.
Oh my word. Armor class.
Armor class 15. When I have my mage armor on.
Without,
without
Nearly double your hit points.
Without mage armor is 12.
Dalgal has nearly double your hit points. That's crazy. Okay.
Very good.
I have +2 in Constitution. My Constitution score is not bad.
As
I'm just a sorcerer.
As Rodrigo said the other day in Lancer, Constitution is a dump stat. I still don't know how he does that.
But no,
Anyway.
my Constitution is
a dump stat.
my Constitution is +2. Like, it's not bad.
But again, you're a sorcerer, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If it had
Yeah.
character couldn't spell constitution.
Yeah.
Yeah, 71 hit points, but you know he can't count to 71.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I was just loading you guys into into the campaign lab. By the way, anybody who hasn't checked it out before, if you're thinking of DMing a game or even doing a one-shot, this is not an ad because it's free, effectively, I think. Go to go onto iPhone or Google Play and look for Campaign Lab. It's got a pink icon on there, and in terms of being able to do encounters, it's fantastic. You can do entire campaigns on there, but I prefer just to do encounters. Anyway, right. So we the sun goes down, and Terem says, "You're free to go, Gren." Gren takes a look outside, picks up their two cruel-looking scimitars and their repeating crossbow. Looks out, right, and darts out into the night. Okay, I hope you got what you needed from them. I doubt we'll see them again. Let's go.
Yeah.
You start to trace your steps back, and you manage to get out of the yard just fine. Most of the people who are left in the yard, who are just tidying up and things like that, are the dregs of society. This society, anyway. That's not to say that they are criminals. That's mostly that they're just the polar opposite to the warrior caste. They are the laborers, the drudges, the cleaners, and if these guys have normally got a bad deal in a lot of medieval societies, it's nothing compared to what they get in Khantoum. The warrior caste basically can just kill these on sight, so they know to not be seen, not be heard, and skitter out of the way, almost like vermin. They see Terem come along, and they don't even look as far as the face. They just see the brimming muscles, the shorts and breastbands, and the huge sword, and they know just to stay out of the way and keep their head down. It's almost as if you're invisible as you leave the yard. You get onto the main road and travel not even 50 meters down the road when Terem points to a break in one of the hedgerows, and you go through that and through a gap in a dry wall. So just walls that are just made up of stones that are placed on top of each other. After that, it's a bit of a cross-country stint, and you get as far as the village. The same, what looks like a ranger and a shepherd are talking, and you can tell that these are the ones just looking out for maybe wolves that would hurt the livestock, but any poachers and things like that as well. Rather than being stealthy, Terem immediately breaks out of cover, telling you guys to stay where you are and wait until the opportune moment, and steps forward with her wife and says, "You two there, what village is this?" and starts to engage with them. Immediately, the brash, loud tone, the physicality does everything to establish her standing. And you can see the shepherd and even the ranger, even though the ranger seems to be warrior caste, it's quite clear that they wouldn't be able to take these two in battle. And that seems to be, just from what you can see, how the warrior caste order themselves. And that is, if they think they can take the other one, clearly they're the same, if not higher standing. And it's all about looking each other in the eye, backing down. And that's how the top tier of this society works. You see that they are in the middle of heated debate about something. And it's something like a local fighting pit tournament or something like that. And there's a huge bellowing laugh from Terem. And she pulls out a flask and gives it to the ranger. Doesn't give it to the shepherd. The shepherd does not deserve this, according to Khantoum culture. And you can see that these two are transfixed. You yomp across the road from shadow straight through the lit up road into darkness again, and manage to hunch down and make your way through the livestock. This time, not even needing to roll.
But by the way,
Good.
Simon, we got a new person, Dragon, who is now he's applauding your ability to DM while being out on the beach.
Well, yeah, I'm Welsh. I've got to get out in the fresh air. It's too much heat, and I'm done for. Yeah, the Welsh are like D&D dwarves. You need to, if I had to live underground, I really wouldn't have a problem.
Yes,
that
welcome,
makes 2 of
Dragon.
us.
And welcome, yes. Welcome to the
Thank you
crew
for
as well.
the
If you want to say what race your crew member is, you are now on the ship, and the players will be returning to the ship in just a moment.
Yes, you can
Wow,
choose
no,
your
that's-
race.
Drive has gone really well this week.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, we got loads.
You get to back to the beach where you expect the ship, and you hunker down waiting for the ship to return. Terran is looking out with a spyglass, a proper folding spyglass, and explains that it has extended night vision, well beyond her own. And she, as she looks, she's
Yes.
sound dangerous.
Very nice. Very nice.
The crab.
You're doing so well, Defray. So well.
Absolutely.
Yes, waiting is boring.
We haven't got time for this. You need to get on your feet. We're leaving. Can't even see what you're doing. Fuck.
So, suddenly, there's a visible change in Terran's appearance as she goes, "Yeah, no, I'm here. Understood. Yeah, we're gonna need a high point. Give us a moment. Go!" And she starts pointing off in a particular direction that seems to be going to a part of the coastline that's on an incline. Somehow she wants you to go up onto a cliff.
Okay,
Okay.
I start running. Skags, come with me.
Let's run. Okay, let's go.
And as Terran's
running.
beating it along next to you, she goes, "The way back, it's being followed by a patrol vessel. They're not going to be able to come in and beach. Even a sloop would, even the skiff would slow them down. Looks like you're going to be coming in a different way." And she's grinning as she's doing it, as she's saying this maniacally. She goes, "You guys used the slow fall spell before. Some people call it feather fall.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yes." And she goes, "It's okay. We got you sorted." Right. And she gets up onto the cliff and she goes, "Quick, rocks! You want rocks big enough for you to sit on? Or no, not to sit on, to stand on, so you can get both your feet on it. Come on, search! Come on!"
Rocks.
I want
Okay.
survival rolls from all of you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hermit, Defrate, and Prime. Please roll me exclamation mark D20, please.
Make sure you give yourself
okay.
a minute between those rolls as well.
Well, I think we took away the wait.
It's a minute still,
Defrate,
isn't it?
you pick up a slightly pissed off tortoise.
I got a 5.
I've got a 5 from Danny. Hermit, you managed to find a rock for you and for Prime. Yep, okay, because Prime rolled a 4. 4 with a 4, Prime. Defrate puts down the tortoise, and then you find it. Danny, you fail, but thankfully Terran goes here and throws you a rock. Felicia, what did you get?
26.
26.
Oh,
Yep,
sure.
you've managed to find a rock. Corinne.
7. Let me check.
Third total.
Yeah.
Here we go.
On a 7, Tarim's wife. Where is she? Where is she?
Do we really need
Aleka. Aleka picks up a rock and goes off crying out loud and throws the rock at your feet.
What's a rock?
Well, I'm the one with the best dark vision. I have like super dark vision. I'm like, rock.
Survival say it's knowing where to find the rocks, what bushes to look under. Jordan.
14.
14, just about. You're kind of like your toes are gripping the edge of this thing, but your rock is just about.
Yes.
It's just about
Hold
fine.
hands.
So yeah, thankfully, between you all, you've managed to find enough rocks for everybody. Even though some people did have a problem. I was wondering then if De Freitas was going to have to catch the bus back or something.
Well, I'm very happy to just go in the water and swim to the ship.
Well, full first, though.
You might have
Swan dive.
Tarim says, right, now what I need you to do, and pulls out a bunch of stones.
You can't swim.
Stones
Why are you on a ship?
with small pebbles with little runes attached to them. And she goes, right, so I want each of you to take one of these, because when I do my thing, it's all going to happen at the same time. Right.
Okay.
Now, the good news is, I can get you out there. I just hope they're good at catching you with the Featherfall spell, because I don't know that spell.
Right.
And
It's such a bad
Are
idea.
you gonna use? Are you just gonna shoot us out?
Yeah.
yeah, there's a spell. It's
I know the spell. I know the spell. That's fine.
yeah, greater
let's just
kinesis.
double
Some
check.
people call it the catapult spell. Anyway, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just stand
Oh
on
my
the stones. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Yes, Dougal.
I'll go first.
You're gonna go first.
Yeah.
She turns to you and goes, "Oh, honey, you're all going at the same time."
I'm
And
gonna hold my warhammer in front of me for full effect.
you can see that the way back is at full sail and taking full advantage of the wind behind it. And oh my god, is she fast! Patrol ships are meant to be fast as well. They're supposed to be able to catch, obviously, smuggler ships and things like that. But knowing full well that you've got Captain Horn at the sail, you've got the Skags just pulling like crazy. You can see that the ship is full sail. The sails are full curve, and the ship at the moment is like a 40-degree tilt on this thing as it's there,
Really
just
booking
cutting
it.
through the wave. There's barely any wash. All there is just a white tail of wash behind her as the way back is doing what it does best. You can see that it's coming to the point where you're at, and Tarim just goes, steady, steady.
No.
It was a pleasure meeting you all.
What?
And she slaps her hands together, and you go through the air as the rocks underneath you get launched about 60 foot in the air at an angle towards the ship. You can see that frantically on the deck, a couple of the crew are pulling out wands and firing slowfall spells, featherfall spells at you all. At which point, I'm going to call the crew on the ship.
Oh
yes.
this is the end right now.
So I'm going to add the modifier. So SJ, if you're still with us, exclamation point D20, please.
SJ, open your eyes. Open your eyes.
SJ, please. Be there.
Whatever God is willing to lose.
Going to get some rum.
More, please.
I'm sure SJ will be back. Dragons, would you like to have a go? Pull out a wand and do me a exclamation point D20.
There we go.
Here we go.
13.
Fantastic. You watch as Dragons pulls out a wand and starts to cast. Apparently, they've been doing magic in night school and cast Featherfall on the three Skags. Just boom, boom, boom. And you can see that Prime, Defrate, and Hermit are now gliding down.
While we are
magically
falling
towards
to our death.
towards the ship.
Ah.
So dragons, please write down. Did dragons say what race they were?
I don't think dragons
No.
said.
Okay.
You get to choose.
Dragons, pick what race your skag is. By the way, we do keep a record of this. And also, for you dragons, write down on a piece of paper, post it, whatever, which is effectively going to be your character sheet, that you have a wand and know the slow fall spell.
Half elf, cool.
Half elf, cool. Okay,
Perfect.
so
And do you know the half?
I'm going to write through the dragons, the dining room. I'm going to write down the full name because I know a lot of people who have dragons in the name.
Dragons.
half elf.
I am not writing that entire thing down, and I'm gonna regret it later.
Wand and
The other half is unknown.
No.
okay. Who else have we got on the ship at the moment? Let's see. Trident. Trident's on the ship.
We have Trident.
If Trident is still with us, do you want to exclamation point D20, please? I'm not seeing them in the chat.
Well, the chat is not updating. It hasn't.
It's not updating. Okay.
Yeah, because the only
If you're
person.
still with us at the moment, Trident, throw a
So
exclamation point D20. Other than that, you can see that a number of people are kind of pelting up this fairly simple spell, this level 1 spell, trying to get you all. But regardless of what the result is going to be, you guys find you don't get the same luck as the rest of as the Skags do, and you're slow falling towards the ship. But the ship is going to be okay. That sounds good, Dragons. I'll allow you to do that after they do their acrobatics checks as they try to angle themselves towards the ship.
I think I'd like to angle myself away from the ship, so like hitting the water might be better than hitting...
Question, Simon.
Mhm.
Can I use Gust to angle some of the others towards the ship?
I will say that if you use the gust cantrip whilst you're doing this, I will allow one person to benefit from that gust and roll with advantage. You're fine, Defrate. You've thanks to Dragon's expert Wingardium Leviosa, copyright. You are neatly gliding down to the main deck of the ship.
Which one will need acrobatics?
I roll.
I am gonna look
I've
at the
already
one
rolled.
with 10
Yeah,
AC.
I've already rolled. I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm probably fine.
Okay, so Jordan, what did you get?
16.
16.
Ooh.
Yep. Almost like that you're doing an audition for the Snowman. You are gliding down perfectly. You can hear Aled Jones singing in the background, albeit that he's older than me now.
Always has
And yeah, you just glide down, and with a little bit of a tumble, a bit of a break fall on the thing, because you rolled high enough to have that. Yeah, no problem. Felicia, what did you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you can see that this. Yeah, she's actually rocking the landing. You've got a Mary Poppins landing, I'm going to
I
say.
was going to say, do you have a parasol?
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
her outfit
dress
certainly
connect,
supports the look of a parasol, but I don't think she has a parasol with her.
No, but I do the Princess Peach thing where the dress goes woof.
Yes.
Considering I played Super Mario Brothers with my daughter over the weekend, and she always plays Toadette that turns into Princess. Yeah, she was doing that a lot, so I'm very aware of that. Danny,
16.
16. Yeah,
I'm
yeah, no
angling
problem.
my hammer.
Yeah, you're coming down like Thor-like with the hammer, has to be said. Yeah, it's a gravitacious landing with all 71 hit points of you hitting the deck. But yeah, absolutely fine. I mean, if anything, it's up to you. You get the closest to a superhero 3-point landing because, as I say, 71 hit points hitting the deck, and you just going kind of thing. Proper barbarian landing. And Corinne.
Another 16.
Another 16. Sure. Yeah. Why were you worried? Just out of curiosity, Dragons, who do you throw the net over?
Who gets the net? So, I don't think we've introduced our characters because it's not on the frame, so we should probably put like names on the little art where they come up. But I'm playing the Trident, Shadow Sorcerer.
You wanna change things about my art?
No.
It's just suggestions.
It's just suggestions. I can put names up, but if I put names up when Felicia hasn't approved, She's gonna
It's
be
more like
mad.
guidelines.
On the freight.
So yeah, the freight lands, perfectly, but still the same. Just belt and
Throws a
braces.
net.
Dragons throws a net over them anyway.
Yeah, just in case.
So you land on the deck. At which point you can hear Captain Horn just scream over the wind and over the cacophony as everyone's like slapping you on the back and slapping the skags that came with you on the back, because you came in proper kind of hero's return to the ship, and you can hear Captain Horn turn around and say, "Have you all forgotten something?" And points back to the thing and goes, "Get up then!" And she's pointing up to the sails and all the rest of it, and suddenly the skags just start going all over the place, starting to get the ship going. She turns around to Ava and goes, "Ava, do you mind having a bit of extra wind behind the sails there?"
Of course.
I think I can
will.
join in on that. Let me check, because I get a bunch of. I have Gust of Wind, the second level spell.
You're damned right, Hermit. Get up then.
Back to work, Hermit. Thanks for the catch.
Yeah.
Go back to work.
Yeah, I will go for Gust of Wind. I don't know if Felicia has got that up
Yeah.
at the moment. So
I did. I
Yeah.
do. It is a useful spell on a ship. So we'll get to that. Gust of wind.
I want you to change the wind very slightly to the north.
Captain,
Sure.
do you want me to slow them down?
No, I think we're going to give them a little bit of a reason not to join us. And she points to the north and gets you to do. Basically, the wind is going like this. She wants you to just nudge the wind slightly so that you're going off wind, but still at the same speed. At which point,
Sorry, can I use thaumaturgy then to make it sound like thunder is starting to brew? To make it like
Absolutely.
it's suddenly disappearing.
yeah,
So I'll
yeah,
do that as well then.
Yeah, so if you want to throw like a sound of thunder, that'll certainly kind of intimidate the other crew. And you watch as this and for the new crew members, Keely Horn is this kind of part kind of African Latin, I guess. A woman. She's big, strong. I had kind of Lizzo in mind for the frame. She has a mixture of accents because she's well travelled, mostly a mixture between kind of Barbados and Irish, so it kind of switches between the two, but there's a bunch of other things in there as well. And because a lot of pirates had mixed accents, and I've travelled by myself, but believe me, I've had it. And she turns to you and says, "Come on, get this ship to turn it around now. I want to give him a broadside." And there's this maniacal grin, and says,
Ooh, broadside cannons.
"Alphonse, get your cannons ready."
That's it. Let's get the cannons ready then. Load up the cannons.
And I, Captain,
Come
wouldn't
on,
turn to
Skags!
either. And so, the freight is there shining a cannonball. I can only think that the freight is talking to it like a cat as well, just kind of, as it's shining it, it's kind of
Doing a
almost
little
like petting
face
it.
on it.
You're a good cannonball.
You will hit the target.
Now we've discussed this, you know what to do, okay?
If you paint your
You got
cannonball
this, you
red,
got
you know
this.
who you hit.
Unfortunately, Dragon's Slowfall only does Slowfall. Featherfall only does Featherfall. It doesn't really do anything to the sails. Although I did mess with somebody's cannons once, where the cannons went up and I cast Slowfall on the cannonballs. Needless to say, they didn't do a great amount of damage because they were coming down at around about, I think it's like a meter. Well, it was 5 or 10 foot every round.
Yeah.
The ship had long gone before they hit the target. So you can see. That's what I like to see, Hermit. You get yourself behind the cannon now, and the ship starts to yaw around as Shirin and Ava change the course, and you can see as the ship turns that the prow of this ship is coming towards them, and they're starting to change course because they know what's about to happen. And she goes, Master Gunner, when you're ready.
The cannon's ready. On your mark and fire!
Everybody in chat, it's going to be 5 seconds in between each one because it's got an anti-spam thing I can't switch off.
Nice.
Type in !cannon.
I want to see all the damage.
You watch as Hermit smears one of the crew members across the deck, and you can see panic adding to the extra. Yeah, oh my god, Dragons hits the rigging, and you can see as part of the sail gets torn away, this ship has lost some speed. Prime, you broadsided the damn thing. Type !D12 and defrate. You should be good to do cannon again.
Do it again.
Only 2 points of damage, but it's 2 points of ship damage. You can see that a couple of boards have been splintered, and the sound of it hitting the hull is atrocious. And you watch a bunch of crew jump down there.
Again!
Oh my god!
Defrate wanting to.
Killing them all!
Oh my god.
Officer!
Oh shit! Oh my god! Type a D12 dragons, and then after that we are good to stop. That was a full volley. I think Dragon's got a second one in there, but that's fine.
That's fine.
You can go in the break because you shot 2.
Oh Jesus! On an 8, you managed to hit the bosun. So the bosun is red-faced and screaming at the crew. It's just like, get that in there now! Get that in there now! And then suddenly the cannonball just hits them in the head, and the body is still pointing when the head explodes.
Boy, we are not kind to these guys.
Well done, crew.
I was gonna pirate.
Yep.
Oh, you are my skags. That's what I like.
Proud Master Gunner as the Skags obliterate this ship. I mean, the ship's still going, but you know, with
It's not
2
gonna
crew
go
members
far.
now painting the floor, they're going to have to mop up their friends. It's clear that they're disengaging. The ship is too slow. Between the extra gusts and this brigantine design with a beautiful slender front of the ship, you're
More
cutting
thunder
into the
as well,
waves,
Mr. Formateur.
and that's it. You watch as they break off, and you can see that the captain is screaming at the crew as the crew is just having a panic attack on the ship. The 2 previous crew members being smeared across the floor was one thing, but the bosun is basically, on most ships, when they're not pastry-based bosuns, they are normally like the god on the ship. They are feared as much as the captain. And now that
I am a god.
Oh, I think we got an unauthorized cannon shot here with the freight.
Yep, the freight. Didn't need to fire anymore.
Bosun,
Defrate.
you watch as the hectic, not half orc, it's full orc, isn't it? As the hectic orc with bloodlust in his eyes goes boom, and in all fairness, hits the fucking mast. But at that point, they're disengaging anyway. But you have a feeling it'll take them a while to get into the port as well.
I want more thunder with my Formatage after all of this.
Okay.
Lots of it.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
here you go, some thunder.
Defrate. You go. Scrub the deck. That's your job now.
Yep.
When that thunders are cracking, everyone should be running, not chasing.
The ship's cook turns around and says, "Well, it's a damn sight better to scrub this deck than that one." At which point, the conscious gang start laughing.
Yeah.
Captain Horn goes, "You did very well. Now, let's get ourselves ahead of steam, shall we?" And starts to pull around to try and get the off angle of the wind. Turns all the sails around, and banking into the wind, the ship picks up speed. all officers to my quarters. I think we got some planning to do. And with a kind of cheeky smile, the bloodlust no longer in her eyes, she steps down from the wheel. She wasn't on the wheel, by the way. She was right next to it. It was a skag. One of the trained pilots, and she steps into the captain's quarters.
We'll go into the captain's quarters.
Making sure the wind is now blown properly.
Yeah, Danny? BRB.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's the
I am now
DM?
the DM. I have the power.
Corinne, go to the top of the screen and hit the arrow next to total non-video participants, and hit show non-video participants, and it will correct itself.
Oh no, it's in because it swapped where everybody was. Because Danny was.
That part's fine. As long as you hit that, at least you can see us all.
Oh yeah, I have that. I have that on.
That's not the issue.
Yeah.
I'm
right.
now the DM.
Oh, dragons! You have no idea. You have no idea.
No.
Technical difficulties are the brand.
Yeah.
We need an emote for that.
Yes.
My camera
It's on the list, Jordan. It's on the list.
We just need more emote slots. We have 3.
We already have an excess of emotes for the emote slots that we have not yet uncovered because I was bored one day.
Good.
What's happening with your camera there?
Oh,
I don't know. It seems to when I sit back, it tends to go a bit blurrier.
Huh.
There we go. Welcome
Okay.
Welcome back.
We're gonna have some dancing screens going on. So Simon, can you
Okay.
turn your camera on and off?
Okay.
Do, 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 do,
Oh, sorry, did I do that?
That's okay. We get to play musical chairs. We are.
Okay,
seasoned
Felicia,
at this.
turn your camera on and off, and then Danny, can you turn your camera on and off?
Again.
There we go.
That should
Now
be it.
Simon's in the
There we
right
go.
place. It doesn't matter where we are because we don't have nameplates, which we probably
Won't
should
do that
have.
again. So.
But
Nah.
I love the fact that both of our producers, Corinne and Kate, have got so good at what is now video Rubik's Cube, but then just like, right, okay, do this, then this, then this. Okay, we're good. Keep going. So,
It is a talent they have cultivated.
Yeah.
We have done this for a
It is
while.
a skill.
as the rest of the Skags keep a good speed and a steady course going towards Jaspera, Captain Horn, Keely, sits down at a round table, which is the captain's table. It's where you eat as officers. There's no food, just a bit of rum in the middle of the table at the moment, and says, "So, what y'all find out?"
The ship is faster than it's supposed to be, considering they sail without mast when engaging others.
She looks surprised but unfazed. Keep going.
It was piloted by an illithid.
Yes.
You watch as there's a definite hardening of her jaw at the name of an illithid. She goes, "Well, they're going to be killed now, aren't they?"
Yeah.
Next.
Of course.
And it's fully plated, the ship as well.
Ship.
Fully
Yes.
plated in armor.
Who the hell plates a ship? Is this thing as steam, like the gnomes?
No, that's
No.
the thing. It's not, and it moves faster than any other ship.
It seems like what we figured out. The crew is mutated, as in the failed forms of biomancy.
Quite fascinating, because they seem to be.
Biomancy doesn't mutate, you know. It
Not
it
when
allows
done
you to change your skin or
correctly.
your hair color or
No,
to
no,
get you
no.
When done
We are
correctly.
talking extra appendages and the changing of one's natural structure.
You'll find it's going to be something more. It's
Oh.
going to be a deep demonic or
Probably.
I'd blame the illithid.
Yeah.
I would say
Probably.
the illithid probably has a big role in this. We also, what my theory is anyway, is he said that the ship looked like it had a much deeper hull than like the shape underwater was much deeper than the ship suggested, and he was also hit by some sort of fleshy thing when he was in the water. It is most likely some sort of big sea creature trapped within the ship, and it's piloting and is pulling the ship along.
Captain Horn looks at the first mate, Hundus, who is just leaning against the wall, listening to all of this with a pensive look on her face, and says, "Opinions." Breaking from the wall, Hundus, this large minotaur form, but a sorcerer like you guys, goes,
Ooh.
There's so many sorcerers on this ship.
Magic.
I would agree that it would not be any form of biomancy. Biomancers tend to learn their craft slowly and steadily. Problems do occur, but when problems occur, they're not as dramatic as the mutations that you describe. Normally, it would be a case of while somebody is looking to be stronger, that they'll end up having muscles that are grotesquely large with a certain amount of redundant muscle tissue. Or it would be that in a bid to change their eyes so that they can see in the dark, that the eyes would be a disagreeable color, for example. I would suggest that from the descriptions you give, that this is a rushed attempt, normally channeling instead of regular arcanist magic. Normally, I would expect this of a warlock, for example, to invoke
Someone who didn't
one of their
have
terrible
any
patrons from beyond.
education in their arts of magic, perhaps, who simply got the ability and then started using it.
I mean,
Could be. I would say that this is unlikely to be biomancy per se, and more a biomancy adjacent process. And Hundus, despite the huge lumbering form, has always been very much the scholar, the tactician, and you can see there's a kind of furrowed brow to her as she's thinking on this. I'll consult some of my books. So, what do you think about this ship?
What if there is a creature trapped within it? We need to help it.
Oh,
Do you think it could be some sort of warforged then?
No, it doesn't sound like a warforged. More like a
I mean,
We know it has
large
flesh.
sea creature, flesh.
We knew it was fleshy. We knew
Yes.
it's organic.
So organic, definitely. And if it is a sea creature, we can't just leave it there. It seems to be in pain. It might even be what called out to us.
Suddenly there's a moment where Keely closes her eyes. Captain Horn, aka Q, you'd only ever call her Captain Horn, closes her eyes and mutters something under her breath.
I'm sorry,
Says-
I just read Dragon's thing.
he's come up with a rhyme for scrubbing the decks. I was slain last,
There you go.
found my way to crash.
The freight has a
as we walked
typical
upon the
orcish.
Ship on shore, lay me out the nearest door. Scrub
The-
your butt, scrub the sea, mainly. Scrub the deck, that's not for me. I love you guys.
Raining in song. She says, I think I might have something there. I was wondering who would be in the, who they would keep in the hold there, crying out for us. But it's only ever one voice. Y'all, I think you hit the nail on the head. But what kind of creature?
Well,
Don't know for certain.
It sounds with the
big.
My initial instinct would be to name it some sort of big squid or octopus. Maybe we know it's not the Kraken, but maybe one of its spawn.
You can see you can see Nukaroon, who is nearby but not saying much. I found the name of the pilot, by the way. So master pilot is Tanesi Herino, an Electric. And you watch as Nukaroon kind of grits his teeth and goes, "The Kraken had spawn?"
I don't know.
Well, according to underwater legends amongst our peoples,
it's never been proven.
It has never been proven.
You can tell that Hundus, she's kind of leaning back, looking at her brother with a certain amount of nerve, but looking at you with a kind of, I don't know whether to call bullshit or not, because you're deep tritons. You're like, it's like kind of like, are you bullshitting me or not? I don't know.
Maybe Corinne said something that she was like, oh, maybe there is spawn, and we're like, I don't actually know if there is like spawn of the Kraken, but
we do not know, but we will say in character because I'm sure there are scary stories about it among
definitely both sea elves and tritons that live in the sea is like, yep.
And Nukaroon
don't go, and the spawn of Kraken will get you.
Nukaroon turns around and says, is that bigger or smaller than a dragon turtle? At which point Hundus turns around and goes, oh, again with the bloody dragon turtles. I told you, there aren't any dragon turtles anymore.
Of course there are.
At which point Nukaroon turns around and says, you haven't drunk in the same pubs I have. People have seen them. As big as islands they are. People get on them thinking that they are islands, and then all of a sudden they turn around and their ship is gone because it's bitten the shipping hard. And,
no. It's more likely that you'd think they are an island, but the island is moving because it's actually a secret dragon.
Nukaroon absolutely latches on to this and goes, see, she knows, and Hundus is rolling her eyes like you wouldn't believe.
But stop, this isn't what we're here for. Who cares what it could have been?
You get a grateful look from Captain Horn because you have a feeling that she was about to beat her fist on the table to shut you all up. And says, thank you there, Alphonse. Regardless of what the creature is, the creature invoked us. The Gulliman has set us to task, and we will pay its due. Did you get an idea of the shipping lanes?
Yes.
Yes.
These are our findings, and I will point it out on the maps in front of us because I assume we have maps in front of us, and put the little markers with strings. Like they have been moving around this area, but they have recently switched so that they would follow after the new shipping lanes as people have been expecting them here.
Yeah. Okay, Felicia, give me either a wisdom with proficiency or an intelligence with proficiency roll.
I think wisdom is the
I
name of the game.
Wisdom.
Does the map have those little ships with the little pushy things? You know?
Kind of like it's kind of got like a tacky bottom to some of the ships. There's a box of the little ships to one side, but for the most part, that's only if they are tracking some
wartime and stuff.
25.
25. You can see. She goes,
I am wise.
I'd be agreeing with Terran there. I think they are trying to channel all of the shipping in this direction. Although I don't know whether or not they'd be doing that for a commercial gain or whether or not they just want to funnel all the ships for one great big campaign. I mean, if this was in the middle of a war, I'd say this would be the best way to set up an armada. You'd get it so all the shipping lanes were going in one direction first, and then they'd be going into one direction first, and then you'd end up sending an armada through that shipping lane, and they'd just cut up. They'd end up destroying ship after ship. Yeah. By the time you'd finished, you would have decimated an entire merchant navy. But let's hope it's the commercial option, yeah. Okay, well, it looks like if they're going to be wanting to intercept all of the different shipping lanes, they're probably not going to be spending most of their time around here. And you can see where all the shipping lanes are coming into one side of the Jasperan port.
Yep.
She draws a place which it covers all of those shipping lanes. And she says, they're going to be spending more time near Jaspera than anything else, yeah? Because the further out you get from Jaspera, the wider the area you've got to cover. And even that ship isn't that fast.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she goes, I think we've got our course headed. Let's get started on it.
We were also told that it only attacks at night, during the day.
Right, during the day.
During the day.
And in deep water as well.
During the day.
So if
During
we
the day,
were to
deep
go
water.
after it during the day, it would have to be the time.
Okay.
It's more likely to go after us in the day, at which point we'll simply turn the tide on them.
If we manage to meet it at night, then we'll use that to our advantage, whatever they don't like about the night. What I would say is that if that's the case, we could probably make sure that more of the skags are sleeping at night, and we'll keep just a good lookout in the day.
Oh, I'm loving the conversations happening in chat. Like,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
we're inside a cabin, so we can't really respond to what you
I
guys
would,
are doing.
yeah, I was going to say, we
This
would
is what I
speak to
intended,
you,
and the
but we
guys are
can't.
rocking it, is that I intended chat to be the second half of the story of this ship, and they're doing it, which I absolutely love. She says, right, get your best men up in the crow's nest there. I think we have 2 up there at any one time. And the other thing I want you all to get in your head is that this is not going to be easy. We're going to be losing people with this one. If what you say is true, that this is some sort of ship killer, manned by mutants, then get ready, yeah?
We
I'm
won't
hoping
be
that,
losing anyone today.
That's what I like to hear. Well, certainly if you keep up with that performance on the cannons, we're going to have every chance we can. Let's go.
Oh, my boys, they did very well.
Did very
Portrayed
well.
very
I'm
well.
gonna
Good
have to
job.
make some celebratory things for them. I was
11 or
thinking
11 or 12 on
croissants.
that croissant.
Mm.
That's me saying that, not the captain. By the way, if they had rolled 11 or
number.
12, that's them taking the captain.
Ooh.
At 8, 9, and 10 was the bosun.
Yeah.
That was close then. That was really
Oh,
close.
it was pretty close, yeah. Let's see, you got the... Yeah, okay. Just quickly scan reading the chat.
Shiny new cannonballs.
Y'all get some rest now, yeah.
Yes.
A good job. By the way, did any of the skags do particularly well?
We had a couple.
I really have to say to give commendations to the Freight. He was surprisingly eloquent this time and had some
The
good
Freight,
questions.
that's the one that polishes the cannonballs, right?
Yes.
That's the
Yes,
one.
that's one. The orc.
He did very well with the cannon as well.
Yes.
I'm not going to question their method. I just want to know if there's potential offer some material in future. Anyway, get out of here.
Star. Definitely gets a star on his skag badge.
Yes.
The skag badge.
It's like scout badges, but they're like.
My floating badge.
Get out of there. You got croissants to cook.
Indeed.
As you leave the captain's quarters, I would like to freight and just defrate to !D20.
Ooh. Go on, Defrate. Let's see what you got.
You can do it.
Oh, 15?
Okay, 15, and with I'm going to bring that up by +4, so that's a 19. Bosun, do me a perception check.
What?
Ooh.
What are you doing?
That's right there in the chat. He's not doing what you told him to do.
Oh yes.
Oh, right. Right.
Right.
I am
Sorry.
sorry, Defrate, but I am a wisdom-based character. That is a 26.
Yeah, you can see that the freight has stopped mopping the deck as ordered, and is shining cannonballs.
The freight? What happened to shining the deck? It is not shiny yet. Is this the behavior that it gives you more bagels? I think not. You get back to that, and if the floor is not shining before lunch, then it is no dessert for you.
I heard she's making croissants.
But I like shiny cannonballs.
That long?
What are you gonna do, Bosun?
When he says but I like shiny cannonballs.
He's giving you back chat.
Yeah, is he gonna have to go into break even though he did so well? We're gonna put him in Crow's next.
so well.
But now he's gonna have to.
So well on that mission. And now you're going back to this? We have talked about it. Alrighty then. You get 1 hour of timeout, and then the deck will be clean. Understood? Break with you.
Okay. Yep. Please
Great.
break. Corinne, please break the freight for 1 hour.
It's a short one, but it's to reflect on his mistakes.
And thankfully, it's just before break as well. So yeah, he's got away with something there. There you go.
Oh god.
Too much power.
Too much power.
Oh shit, the brain's really pushing his line. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
So, you guys on the deck, the Skag seem to be doing pretty well, other than the one rebellious member. So yeah, you start to set a course. You know it's going to take, even with Druid on board, it's going to take the best part of 2 weeks to get there. It is a long trip, but you don't know when along those 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks to get to just there. You don't know where on those 2 weeks you're going to be needing to do that. So you're going to be needing to do the encounter with the interceptor. So obviously there's going to be a change on the people in the Crow's Nest, but I would like the Spy Master to choose 2 people to put up in the Crow's Nest.
Oh me. I was gonna put the freight, but he's now in the brig, so can't pick him.
Yeah, naughty step for him.
Yeah.
Taking a change
So I think Hermit and Prime, because they were with us and they did really well. So
Sure, okay.
Hermit and Prime.
So Hermit and Prime, you are in the Crow's Nest. Crow's Nest is equal parts good and bad. You don't use up a huge amount of energy in the Crow's Nest. The heavy work going on down below, you can watch it all day. But mostly your main job is to watch the horizon. 2 pairs of eyes on the horizon at any time to make sure that you spot the other ship before they spot you. He shot the mast of the other ship.
Not our ship.
Yeah, he didn't shoot your mast. No.
You'd definitely be
All
in
of the
brig,
damage
not
that's
their
from
mass.
exclamation mark cannon happens to the other one. So the ship goes off, and Hermit and Prime will get to do a perception check roll when the time is right. I'll say it's an equal parts blessing and curse, because you're not doing heavy work, but the mast is the part that moves the most.
You're going there and you're going there.
Yep,
You're going
because
there.
every movement of the deck is accentuated on the mast, so you are spending most of the time
Oh dear.
doing this. So Hermit and Prime, give me Constitution checks. That's exclamation point D20.
Oh, you're getting someone asking you something.
Yes, Dragon. Oh, you do well. Yeah, that's fine. Go and have a lay down, and I'll make some of my herbal tea for you later.
Yes.
Sleep well.
Thank you so
Thanks
much for
a
hanging
lot,
out with
Dragon.
us, Dragon.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Catch you
Dragons,
next
and we'll see you next time. And if you're a streamer yourself, we will. I've got down here to follow you and check out your stream. And as long as it's along the same kind of stuff that we do, we will quite happily boost you and raid you. So yeah.
Jump in the Discord as well.
Yes, Discord.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
join
Discord.
our Discord.
Yeah, get on the Discord. That's
Yes,
cool.
go on the
yeah.
Discord.
We'll
So.
get you a hint.
We still don't have the Discord command. I keep doing that, and we don't have
It's
it.
below anyway. Go and click it below.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right beneath. We have a shiny, nice button that I made. I have to plug myself too, you know.
Mhm.
I take
There you
commissions, everyone. Be afraid.
If I've done that right, there we go.
Perfect.
Last team playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Nice, cool.
Perfect.
So,
Check
you
that
guys
out. Huh?
are traveling along, and apart from the occasional, as it swings one way, there's a sudden stream of vomit that gets propelled. You know, with the mask goes like that. It's almost like a vomit
Right.
trebuchet.
Vomit.
As Hermit is not gelling with the motion of the ocean. But
We might need
Prime
to
is-
switch him out.
Prime is happily just there watching as,
Prime is vibing.
as they go along. So, life aboard ship, 2 weeks continues. And other than occasionally seeing other ships on the horizon, that by the time you see them, you recognize them as vessels that you don't need to worry about. You do get a bunch of free folk. So the free folk of the sea coming up, sharing supplies with you, trading them, of course. And you're able to just deal with life on the sea, being that this is your country, your nation. Whenever anybody steps onto a ship, they are in your country. And you get closer to Jasper. The seas around Jasper are beautiful, pristine, bright blue greets you, rather than the strange green with kind of like a greyish back to it that you would get around Cantoon. And it does mean that conditions are pretty good for the guys in the mast to be able to check out the vista in front of them. Once again, can I have Prime and Hermit to roll a d20? I'm also going to roll a d20 because poor Hermit, with their sickness, has it with disadvantage. So, okay, so roll higher than a 10, or it's a 10 for you, Hermit.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Prime.
the freight's no
Prime.
longer in the bridge. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, the freight's no longer in the brig. It's been an hour.
Yeah, it's been an hour.
At
He's
least.
no longer in the brig.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So
Oh,
the
no.
highest that you guys get is Hermit's 6 with a +4 on it. That's a 10.
I was gonna say that at least twice a day I fly up there because I'm a druid and I can switch, and I carry a basket with some herbal medicine that cures seasickness, but I don't know if that's allowed or at
Give
least
me.
helps.
We can retro this. Give me a herbalism check.
I can do that. That is herbalism check. That is my...
That's
What is that?
wisdom with proficiency because
Yeah.
you're proficient in herbalism.
Yeah, that's a good one. So 15 plus 7 is 22.
22. Okay, in that case, I'm actually going to take the higher of the two from Hermit, and that's
That's
actually a
10.
14.
Oh, nice.
You're checking out the various ships that are around. You can see that even with tales of this interceptor ship There are other ships around that that are chancing. You can see that they tend to be, for the most part, fishing ships, because it is a matter of life or death for many of the coastal towns to be able to go out and bring up the catch. They seem to be close enough to Jaspera that the Interceptor, wherever the hell it is not interested with these small fry ships that are staying close to the coast and staying in shallower waters for the most part. You start to patrol around near Jaspera, and you can see Hermit that first you think it's just another fishing vessel, largely because when a fishing vessel is just laying out its nets, it has its sails up, and then it hits you. You were told they use the sails sometimes, but for the most part they don't. And the ship, pointing straight at you, is getting closer and closer. Unfortunately, you don't catch them on the horizon. They are well in pursuit of you by the time you spot them. It's starting to get to dusk. The sun hasn't yet set, but the horizon is a beautiful cacophony of reds and violets. You might be able to, if you attack straight away, make use of what light is left. Or you can choose to fight them on their own terms at night.
Well,
We will find out about that.
They wanted to be attackers of day, didn't they? Because they
Sorry.
The reverse or
flip that back. The reverse.
Yeah.
They may be able to capitalize on the last vestiges of light, or you may be able to. Yeah, I got that asked backwards.
Yeah.
Or you might be able to capitalize on what seems to be a weakness of theirs at night. And with that, we are going to have our 10-minute break. So go have a walk around, look at something other than a screen for 10 minutes whilst I get some coffee and some other stuff, and we will see you in just a little bit.
Yes, and
Yeah.
the Frank is shining some more cannonballs. That's
Not
good.
even.
Yes,
Get
that
ready.
is your mission for today, Defray. Shine all the cannonballs.
All of
They go
them.
through the air bat.
Yeah.
Put a bit of spin on it.
Just one side.
No, he
Pushing
was
the
only in the
right
break for 1 hour, so like he's been
you're in the
out
break
and
for an
about for
hour.
most of it.
2
Yeah.
weeks just went by.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 weeks went by. He's out of the brig and is now doing the most menial of the chores to make up for being a bad boy.
Oh no, dropping out your foot. Sorry. Anyway, we'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
See you then.
See you then.
welcome back, everybody. Let's get into it, shall we? We've got a lot to do, and a huge amount of time to do it. You can see that the Interceptor, as we will call it at the moment, is heading towards you at great speed. You can hear Hermit screaming down from the crow's nest, and sure enough, you are able to confirm that the vessel coming towards you is going against the wind. Its sails are up, and yet it's not slowing one bit. It's coming straight at you, and it's clearly wanting to get to you before it loses the light for some reason. So
We can try and stay ahead of it until it.
Well, the thing is, we're going that way, and they're going that way. So we'd have to turn around to stay away from them.
they have plotted an intercept course. Tinesi is at the helm, and Nukarun is leaning over with a spyglass and going. We're not going to be able to get ahead of that. It's going at crazy speed. Look at how it's churning the water. And one of the Skag steps forward and goes, "How can it go so fast when it's churning the water? It's not bad if you've got drag." And Nukarun turns around and goes, "That's not drag, lad. That is propulsion. We're in trouble. What do you want to do, what do you want to do, Captain?" At which point, Captain Horn says, "Suggestion."
Arm the cannons?
I mean,
we should be able to get at least one
Suggestion,
fire in.
Suggestion I'm always in favour of, Master Gunner. Let's get those ready either way.
Yeah. I could throw up a wall of water for them to crash through. That might slow them down a bit, and also we could have our course corrected for them to not be in an intercept course and get the essentially keep ahead of them until darkness and then strike.
Their prow is facing. Their prow is facing us, Shirin. If you throw a wall of water at that, the prow's just going to cut it in half. Yeah. You could use it to get us to turn around fast.
Yeah.
Is the other ship dead in front of us? Like right in front of us?
It's coming in at an angle.
Right.
You are roughly facing each other. It's coming in, I would say, it's probably coming in at, if you're heading north, it would be coming in at, I would say, west-northwest.
Right.
Okay, two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, they don't like darkness. Apparently, can we make it dark so that they have to go through darkness?
I can make a small darkness, but it's only 30-foot diameter. It's 15-foot radius. It's not enough to cover the ship.
Okay, through it.
Yeah.
And B, I'd like to go under the water and have a look at what's propelling them.
I mean, if you want, I have the most, the person who's probably best for that.
Probably the best at doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
When it gets down to it, I would say we can do that. But I think we're probably going to be, once we're close enough for that to happen,
Yeah.
we're going to be close enough that we've got other things to worry about.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing my normal thing of jumping in the water when we get to fighting, but right now, we're not gonna be able to do anything. I'm not gonna be able to see that far because it's the waters are quite dark anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's good water here. It's fairly clear, but even then, after a while, you just get refraction. So yeah, they'd have to be quite close.
How far away is it at the moment?
It is at the moment. It's about 12 rounds away.
Narrative length. Oh, 12 rounds.
Narrative length. Yeah, it's about 12 rounds away. When it gets to 3 rounds away, because you're both constantly moving. You would be able to get 3 cannon shots off before it comes in.
Right.
If you manage to continue to evade it, you can turn those 3 into 4, 5, 6. But hearing about its speed, chances are you're not going to be able to get it.
I mean, we can increase our double speed for a bit with but I can turn us away. I could try to knock them off their course a bit with a tidal wave as well, but they would be quite close for me to be able to do that.
By the time they're that close, it's probably better to try and use the tidal wave to knock them, the crew on that ship around rather than the ship itself.
Yeah.
What you can do with some ships with tidal wave, being that unfortunately it's not like a tsunami, it is a small tidal wave. You can start to try to push ships over and things like
it's
that.
10 feet tall, which is however
10
many.
feet tall is a reasonable wave, but
What is that in meters? 10 feet in meters.
10 feet's not the hugest wave. I know people who've surfed 10-foot waves.
Yeah. It's 3 meters. It's like it's very tall, but it's not gonna
bad.
knock over a ship.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's an
It's tall
impressive
by
wave
human
for ground.
size standards, not by ship standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, most ships will be able to laugh at a 3 meter wave.
And there are no reefs or anything around. We're in open, deep.
You're
sea.
in deep water. They did say that this is something that it favors deep water.
Okay.
We have the bagels in a safe place, apparently.
Yeah.
In that case, I make a
Priority.
suggestion, because if it's coming towards us, but if we do sort of a maneuver to continue going in the direction we're going, but try and arc a bit, so that our cannons are always facing the other ship. If we can't hit it dead on,
the cannonballs just bounce off the front. So if we can,
we can
need
hit their
to-
mast. We can hit their
Yeah,
mast.
so we can either aim high and arc it down onto
You
them,
can hear Hunda saying,
on the side.
"The mast is going to be useless. Remember, they don't need them."
right, right. Of course.
Yeah,
What kind of
hitting the
ship
mast
is
is
this?
useless. Hitting the body of the ship is useless. The best that we can hope for is that our cannons take out some of the
True.
crew.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that we're running away, so we've got to shoot it at some point. So we'd best have the better advantage.
Yeah.
Make sure we get the most cannons
I
off.
still think the cannonballs are certainly worthwhile, Master Gunner.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're not obsolete yet.
Yeah. Well, one positive is that we don't have to worry about their cannons because they don't have any cannon holes, as I remember.
No cannon ports and no ore ports either. The metal plates are covered over where they would have been because this is a retrofitted ship from the description. That it was a Meridian ship.
I still think we should try and board them before they get to us, before they ram us.
With them, that
It's a
maneuver
small
is still
crew.
the best one.
Yeah.
Still the best maneuver.
Yep. You get a kind of a cultured voice. The Eladrin female trans that is at the wheel says, "Are they trying to do that? Dalville, don't you worry. You just get ready with who you want firing the cannons and who you want boarding." So at this point, the viewers can pretty much fire the cannons and then run on deck and board.
Yeah.
We're going to let them do both.
Yeah, if we could make the ship invisible, that would be great, but...
We're not that high level.
Yeah, not high enough level yet, deliberately, because otherwise sea battles become very, very quick.
Yeah.
Or don't happen at all.
I mean, because you can't... You can only turn yourself like creatures invisible, and anything you're carrying, you're not carrying the ship. So...
Not with that
Yeah,
attitude.
I would say that with a large enough spell slot, you could use invisibility.
Cloaked.
Well, I think there's a group invisibility spell. If not, I will make one certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, preparations. What are you guys going to do? They will be within 120 foot range, which is the range of the cannons, with 3 rounds to spend. So they'll be closing in at that point, and that's with you doing evasive actions and broadsiding, which is what Jordan was describing as well. So, thank you to Frey. As the Skags get ready for cannons and boarding, what are you, the officers, going to do to give them the edge?
I am.
assume I'm going to be firing the cannons with the skags. I
I'll
won't be
be.
leaving the ship yet.
You can call for them to fire, and you can do one or two things, Jordan. You can either set something up now if you wanted to bless people, or if you wanted to do concentration spells or effects or anything like that. That's fine, and then you can duck down and do it. And bear in mind, Jordan, whilst you're telling the others to fire a cannon, you can fire a cannon yourself as well.
Oh, I can fire a cannon myself.
Yeah.
You're the master gunner, of course you can. You're down there with them.
I will certainly
Preparing that.
getting ready to go in the water. I will ask Ava what she's planning to summon, because I think summoning now is probably a good idea if you're gonna have some friends.
Yeah, that is one of the things I will do, and I am currently quickly going through as many things as I can on the D&D Beyond to double check what it is I can summon.
What do we know? What do they do? They're going to ram us. They're going to break our hull. They're going to board us from the front. And we have cannons on our front, don't we?
Yeah, we're long nines. Yes.
Do.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend
Yes.
a frontal assault though.
Yeah,
It's
rather
not
than
gonna
having make it so we have like a broadside to it, so we can actually shoot and try to get as much damage in as we can.
work. Like we said, we aim for the crew, not the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not going to do anything. We want
Do
more
we
cannons.
have any black powder weapons?
Black powder weapons. You've got the you have the cannons. If you
Okay.
wanted to get a black powder musket,
Yeah.
black powder musket, it takes a turn to load,
Okay.
whole turn,
So
and
you
then
shoot it once.
when you fire it, it does 2d6 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so it does the same as your hammer, so like your hammer is
but
plus
if there
all-
is-
dex,
if there
2d6
is-
plus dex.
But if there are some, we should get. I want musketeers on deck, getting ready for the borders.
Yeah, I would say as a boarding action, the guys can. There will be the skag attack function that they can use. If you wanted them to do muskets, we can do muskets as well. In fact, I'm so bloody accustomed to doing it now. I will make a custom.
It's more for defense of our ship rather than us boarding. It's more to protect against when they board us, because they are going to board us.
I think I'm not
Okay.
going to be down with the cannons either. I'm going to be on top with the rest of the officers. Because the spells I need to cast, I can't do below deck.
Are you going to delegate command of the cannons to someone?
I'm going to yell fire, and they're going to fire the cannons, but
Okay.
I won't be firing a cannon myself, because I'm going to be helping you lot.
Yes.
What acid do you have, Hermit? What? Do you have stomach acid?
Yes, that yes.
He just froze up.
Yeah.
He's been practicing.
Yeah.
The troll attack.
He
Okay,
goes this way.
we now have exclamation point
No,
muskets, by
Defrayed,
the
we
way.
did not say fire.
So, yeah,
So we have
literally, it's that
muskets.
quick to do my Nightblock commands. I have acids.
Stomach acid.
Stomach
He's gonna
acid.
throw up.
Oh right.
Well, he learned the sway.
Okay.
Damage equals alchemy background. Okay.
Oh, you
Uh,
make
you
acid.
are-
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Hermit has been on one away mission, so I'll do something with that. Not now, but I will do something.
Yes, to throw. Yes. We'll make sure we have something set up for next session for that.
Yeah,
Hermit.
we need the next emotes. As I know that Rodrigo wants Felicia to make a Lancer emote at some point, but
Well, we
I
don't
think-
even play Lancer in this.
I know, but I was about to say transferring the acid emotes over from, excuse me, funny enough,
Discord?
acid, from Discord to Twitch would be good. Right. So
Don't throw
yes,
those books.
Danny, yeah, you
No,
start
don't
pulling out-
throw the books, Defrayed. I'll take those. I'll take the books from Defrayed.
Bunnies, they'll hurt if you throw them really, really hard. Yes, Dalgal, you pull out a bunch of muskets and start handing them out to the to the skags to fire.
I just want to
and-
line up them, getting ready to give them
Yep.
first.
Absolutely. And then basically they just
They're-
drop the
they're
muskets
not
on the
food,
deck and
right?
jump
Exactly.
into the fray themselves.
Mm.
So, casters, anything that you're going to be doing
Yes.
in the first of the 3 rounds. So
Yes.
as we're closing in, we're going to round 1 of the 3 rounds.
Yeah,
I'll allow you a round 0. What's set up before round 1?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you go first.
Go first, Jordan.
Okay, I was gonna prepare a spell then,
Mm-hmm.
and do you want me to let you know what the spell is first?
Yes, please.
Good damn it.
Okay. So I was gonna prepare haste, and I'm gonna twin spell it.
Ooh.
So obviously
Twin haste.
twinned haste. So I'm gonna.
Does that work with concentration?
Yeah, because you can twin spells, yeah.
Yes.
Because it's the same concentration for the twin spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
All it
I
does
did
is
not know that. Okay.
What it does is it effectively changes the number of the targets affected. It's not casting the spell twice, it's making the spell affect 1 extra target. So as long as I can touch them
Indeed.
both to
Wow,
do it,
and there I'm thinking I've seen everything in D&D. I fucking love it.
That's
Yeah,
so
sure.
good.
Who are your 2 targets for haste?
so the dwarf barbarian
Yep,
and
Dalgo. Yeah.
yep, there I go, that's it. I didn't want to say the name incorrectly. And Eva.
Ooh,
And Eva.
thank
Sure,
you.
Okay.
Eva.
So, yep. On,
Eva, sorry.
on turn 1, Eva and Dalgo will be hasted. That means that you can dash. Well, actually, just look up the haste spell because it
Yep,
has a
I've got
bunch
it
of things.
here.
Yep.
So it'll give you +2 to your AC.
Mhm.
For a
Wow.
start.
Wait.
Nice.
So yeah.
I'll give you a
Before
minute.
this, I would have put up my
To
initial.
AC.
It'll give you advantage to dexterity saving throws.
Advantage on dex.
And you have 1 extra action that you can
Wow,
use
that's
to
so
attack.
good.
You can use it to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action. You
One
can't use it to cast a spell though. Not
Oh,
a
that's
spell.
fine. I have a trident.
Be like, I threw a spell and now I slap you.
Yeah. But our barbarian
Yes.
can really use this.
I built a
think attack
support
3
character.
times.
She is actually made to use her weapon.
So I can either make up 70 feet and then attack twice, or hold my ground and attack 3 times.
Yes.
Or move
Pretty
this-
much.
Yeah.
I've actually have a swim speed of 30 feet, so I can actually swim 60 feet.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as soon as we saw the ship on the horizon, Simon, I would have put my mage armor, because that's an 8-hour, like, it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I was asking what you're doing beforehand. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now when we get ready, I will cast darkness on myself, and I will jump into the water.
Okay. Good stuff.
Well,
Right.
well. I, on the other hand, will start by creating a totem on the middle of the ship.
What's
Okay.
this totem?
It's the totem of the hawk, which gives advantage on all perception and attack in the zone as a reaction.
Nice.
How big
Okay.
is the zone?
It is a 30-foot radius, aka
The ship.
the entire ship. So every single one who's shooting those damn cannons get advantage on it.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so that's not going to have an effect on the cannons per se. What I will do is give some extra rounds of cannon fodder.
Okay.
Because basically they acquire their targets quicker. Because I don't know how to do advantage on that roll. So yeah, I will allow extra shots. Basically, they find the targets quicker.
Yes.
Yeah. And for the muskets, if anybody misses, I'll allow a d20 to see if they hit.
Cool.
Well, that was the bonus action.
Well, that'll be your bonus action on the first turn.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay.
What-
Other than that, I will be summoning 2 giant eagles
Oh,
to
God.
help us fight.
Ooh.
Love it. Love it. Okay. When the encounter starts, I'll add the giant eagles to this
Yeah.
as well. So
I
I've
think
got the
because of Felicia's special thing, the eagles have like more HP and stuff.
They have more HP, and their attacks are counted as magical.
Okay. You'll have to tell me how much more hit points when I put them into the campaign.
Eagles
It's
are
something like
coming.
half your level plus
exactly.
something. Yeah.
These from your spells have magical natural attacks and 2 more HP per hit die. So a giant eagle has 4d10s plus 4, and then it is plus
Plus 8.
no,
Plus eight. Yeah.
yes, plus
Yeah,
8
yeah.
Plus
on
eight.
that.
That's fine. Yeah. I'll add plus
So
8 to the
plus
giant eagles when I
12
put them in.
total.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to roll for them, that's fine. It's just I'll track their hit points for you.
No,
'cause I
it's
can-
we can take the average, so it's 26 plus 12, so that will be 38 HP each.
Yeah, the campaign level will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So, first of all, initiative for the officers, please.
Yes.
Yes. Also,
Oh,
Simon,
God.
what do I see in the water?
Man.
Because I have dark
yep.
vision up to 120 feet.
You haven't dove into the water yet. That you'll be doing on turn 1.
Yeah.
We've just done turn 0.
Do you want my initiative now?
Initiative for all the players. Skags go up on the commands. So if they are doing cannons, they go on Jordan's. If they attacking, they go on Danny's.
Not yet.
Not yet,
Not
afraid.
yet.
Not yet. You have to wait.
Hold. Hold.
Right. So Ava, what's your initiative?
17.
17. Alphonse.
18.
Oh.
Dalgan.
No, I wanted it.
Just the 10.
No, first is good, because as a healer you can get someone up if they die at the end of their turn.
Before they get their turn, yeah. Found out the hard way.
It's
Sure.
really fun. You play the
17.
bingo.
Okay,
Yeah.
some good starts.
Good.
Yo-yo up and down.
Okay, and I will add in 2 giant eagles for you.
Thank you.
Again, love this. So, giant eagle. There you go. Put it in as the green faction and 2 of them add. Okay. They will go off on your turn, by the way. And we are adding 8, so 34.
Please tell me when you're casting your spells, because I will add some cool sound effects.
Cool. So,
You
They
will
get
add
within-
eagle sounds when
Oh,
it is
God.
my turn.
Eagle.
Eagles, oh god. I don't know if there is eagles on tabletop. Anyway, go on, Simon.
Eagles.
they challenge accepted.
Bird. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
turn 1.
Bird.
They get within cannon range. You watch as suddenly Alphonse focuses on Dalgal and Ava, and both of you get quickened. Ava, I'm going to say at turn 0, you would have put the totem up and called the giant eagles so that they are ready for turn 1, and that gives you a whole turn on turn 1 as well. The eagles start banking around and ready for their attack. You can see that the ship coming up to you has all the fucking confidence in the world. It's presenting an armored hull to you, and it's just coming straight in on an intercept course. You know that if you don't maneuver this correctly, it's going to hit you midships, which is very, very bad. So broadsiding is good. It means that you'll get all the cannons off, as opposed to the long nines. Long nines, you've only got 2 of them, so only 2 skags would be able to fire them, or 2 players, for example, would be able to fire them. But you're presenting your midships to them. You'll be able to blast the broadside, but it does mean that if the piloting doesn't go well, you're going to have a problem with regard to the
Don't worry, I got a plan.
the point where they do connect, as and when. So,
If they connect.
if they connect, we'll see. The first on this list here is Alphonse, so I'm presuming it's time to fire these cannons.
Firing the cannons. I'm on top, so I can't fire it on myself. but
Everybody
all
fire!
the skags, fire the cannons.
The cannons are actually on the deck, so you can
Oh, they're on
fire
the deck. I can fire. Firing the cannon.
Okay. So Hermit fires the cannon, and there's this huge explosion as the sticky fluid flies into the air. Jordan, your cannon hits the broadside. Don't bother with the D12. It hits the metal plate and bounces off. Defrate.
Just cannon, I think.
Deflate, unfortunately not. If you aimed for the water, cannons can actually skip across the water, so the water has a weird effect on cannonballs. So just go for a regular shot. It hits the supply barrel, and the deck starts to become very slippery on their end.
Good idea, though.
So we annoyed them.
Shall we add in some more cannons, as there are not many people in chat?
Less pickled herring.
It's whoever is in chat. So if anybody in chat has not fired a cannon yet, go for it. However, thanks to Felicia's totem, you guys find your targets very, very quickly. Prime comes in and
More
hits
pickles.
another supply barrel.
Yeah,
There's
totally
this horrible, foul-smelling pickled fish just slopping its way over the deck.
Annoying.
It is a Swedish delicacy, I'll have you know.
It's Strom herring if it's Norway. What is it if it's Swedish?
No, that's Swedish.
Strom herring is
Strömming.
Swedish.
Strömming is Swedish.
Strömming.
Pickled herring, as in that's not the same thing. Surströmming is, and then you have pickled herring, which is like the more common one that people eat rather than surströmming.
I've yet to smell it, but I used to work with brine, and I used to work with cultivated brine. I'm pretty sure I already have smelt it, and it smells awful.
I can assure you, it smells worse than that.
Yeah, and when I used to work for the Water Authority, and I used to one of the things we used to get sent was brine samples, living brine samples. And oh my god, if you want to curse somebody, just pour that on their doorstep.
Yeah. That's surströmming, not pickled herring. Pickled herring is a lot nicer.
I'm going to give you all, thanks to Felicia's totem, a free shot. So everybody, cannon again.
Cannon again.
Cannon.
Fire!
Cannon.
And that's to make up for the
crew member.
-1 enemy crew. Nice. Noted. One of their crew gets blasted off the barrel. Oh.
More herring. I think we need a few more options in this thing, maybe.
I was going to say there's quite a few options. You guys have just rolled a lot of sevens.
All of the herring.
Well, they've got no more food. Okay, how many cannons? So that bounces off the thing. So once again, Jordan, you hit the side of the ship, and there's this plong as it hits the.
Still don't understand their ship. This normally works.
Oh no!
Sorry to hear that, Defray. Unfortunately, the cannons on the first round don't make much in the way of ground. So Alphonse, you used your action this turn to fire a cannon. So Shirin, Ava, and Dalgal, what are you doing?
So, what do I see?
How far away are they?
Underneath in the sea.
As you dive into the water, Shirin, there is a large mass under the ship. You can see two large flippers that are reminiscent of a turtle that are coming out either side of the ship. However, the creature you can see underneath doesn't seem to show any sign of a shell and seems mutated and twisted. Rather than the neat beak of a turtle, instead you can see a bulbous mass with one large eye, and where the second one should be, just a set of tumors, presumably closing what would have been the
Put
second.
this thing down.
I guessed it. I guessed the turtle.
Yes. Yes.
Does it look like
I
a
jumped
teenager?
in.
And it's the size of a ship. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a baby dragon turtle.
Not from anything you've heard. You've seen pictures because you're Triton. You've seen pictures, frescoes in your home city of dragon turtles, and they have a very kind of snapper head. They've got barbed and clawed kind of flippers. This doesn't look anything like that. It's a big ass turtle, but again, there's no sign of a shell on its underside either. Just kind of slightly twisted musculature underneath the ship. The ship itself seems to have been retrofitted with like giant clamps that are holding the beast in place.
Yes. I will cast message to. I guess the captain is probably the best one to message to add like the information, then she can relay it. And I will message Keely and be like, "It's a giant fucking turtle."
Keely goes, "Good heavens. Some sort of mutated turtle beast, giant turtle, whatever it is. It's the size of the ship. You'll get those things fucking killed so we can sort out this beast."
Yes, that is pretty much my action, but because I looked at what I have at that range, at 120 foot, there's not much I can do, but when it gets closer, I have some plans.
Next up is Ava. Which means that you and your hawks go. What are you doing? What are your hawks doing?
How far away are they still?
They are now about 60 foot away.
Oh no, you said we had 3 rounds.
Sorry, 120 foot.
Yeah.
Sorry for the because they're just a cannon.
Yeah.
So 120.
It's just like cannon.
Yeah, because if they were at 60 foot, I would have done something different.
Yeah, sorry. It's 120 foot, 80 foot, 40 foot band. Yeah.
Yeah. They're still a little bit far away from most of my spells. So I don't know. I casted my animals as a bonus action. I've as an action, I've dragged up my my totem.
That was turn 0. So yeah, you've got your whole turn ahead.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
You can ride the hawks. Get on them.
Could, but also, I'm not entirely sure I want to be up there or over by them.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
One of the best druid barbarian combos I've ever seen was the barbarian couldn't get to the dragon, so the druid just conjured a giant eagle and said, "There you go, matey boy." The giant eagle picked up the barbarian and basically just dropped it on the dragon's back. The barbarian was like, "Thank you very much." Pulled out the grappling hook he had from his back, slammed it into the dragon's back, and tied himself to the dragon. It was like, one of us is going to die, but neither of us is going to leave each other. And it's just like, fucking hell.
I mean, the druid can just turn it into an eagle, but
The eagle's mounted.
Ooh, thank you, Fangy.
yeah, Fangy. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for hosting us as well.
Yeah.
Ava, what are you and your eagles going to do?
I will hold my action, which will be a ice fang, not ice fang, it's ice knife when they get into range.
Sure.
And I will tell the eagles to attack the ship once when they can. Basically,
they can do it now.
They can do it.
120 foot, they can.
I want them
you
to
can summon them.
terrorize the ship. Basically, just like pick up the members and throw them into the sea if they can.
Sure. They'll be attacking what they consider to be choice targets.
Yeah.
Give me a. Do you have the multi-attack there?
Yeah.
Give me a multi-attack AC 15.
Okay. Okay, there are 2 of them, so I'll use 2 dice that look differently. And their attacks are +5 to hit for the beach. 15, you said?
Yep.
Then both of them hit with their first attack, which is the beak attack.
Okay, give me the damage for that, please.
That is 2d6 plus 3 piercing. So I'm gonna roll that.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's
Very
a
good.
7 and a 5.
Okay. So, yeah, you watch as they pick out two of the larger crew members. You think these are the equivalent of you guys over there, the junior officers. Kind of like the more mutated, more henched up crew. And you watch as they come down, and 7 and 5. You watch as they come down and the beaks find home, tearing out some of this mutated flesh, but immediately spitting it out like it tastes awful. Go for the talons, please.
Yep, talons.
Because I think they get one of each talon.
Yep.
One with beak and one with talons.
Well, that is a hit and a hit. Oh,
Okay.
I'm rolling well today. That is 2d6 plus 3 each.
Yep.
First one is 12.
12. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
By the way, we can't really respond in character right now, but I'm loving the Freights and Hermits conversation.
And the other is a 10.
10, right. You watch as these two giant eagles come down and look for the choicest morsels. In this case, they're larger, more henched up mutants. That seem to be barking orders rather than skittering around. It just seem to be easier targets than the small henchlings that are doing all the various bits that are needed on the deck. They come down and their beaks chomp into these large creatures, tearing flesh as they do so, and then spitting out almost like it tastes terrible. And then as they leave, their talons leave a final insult, raking across the backs and shoulders of these creatures, leaving huge gouges in it.
Well, considering they're large beasts, they should be pretty big. I don't know.
Yep. So that's Ava. Dalgal, you, I believe, have a row of musketeers
what I
who will
want.
be able to fire on turn 1 and turn 3 if you get them to fire twice now.
So those are the actions that they're holding. I'm going to hold an action, and I'm not going to use it until they board us.
Yeah.
And at which point my action is a dash. I'm getting on the ship.
On theirs.
I'm getting on their ship, and I'm going to tell them to follow me with their muskets. Sorry, with their cutlasses drawn.
Sure. Well, because it's turn 1, I'll say they can fire on turn 1.
Yeah.
They're just about within range. They can,
Sure.
Then they reload on turn 2, and then they
Okay.
can fire on turn 3. So everyone in chat, please type in !musket, which is the thing I typed in, and let's see how you guys did.
Have they boarded now? Have they already hit us?
Great.
No, they haven't hit us yet. The muskets are firing at long distance at this point.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, the Freight.
Right.
He is my favorite bagel out of all of the.
So what was it? ! Muskets.
!musket from the crew, please.
Muskets.
And
Come on,
so
lad.
that's the Freight Hermit. There we go. 5 to hit. The Freight ends up hitting. It would have hit one of the mutants, but the mutant slips on a pickled herring. Prime, on the other
There we
hand,
go.
with a 6 damage, manages to hit one of the weaker mutants, and it looks like that mutant is just kind of one hit away from being dead.
Clasp him on the shoulder.
Hermit, go for that again because you did yours at the same time as Prime.
Take him out. You do it, Helmet.
Yeah, we have to wait for the lag, unfortunately.
Oh no.
24 dealing 8 damage. You watch as Hermit takes aim and just takes one of them in the chest, and you can see that there's blood burbling out of this little henchling. And bear in mind, you guys may all be at your level, but Skags and Skag equivalents are all at level 1. So 8 damage is a lot for
They
us.
did a lot.
Yeah.
And you watch as a death's door. This isn't going to be providing much of a threat anymore. Yeah, well done, Kermit. So that's you and Dalgal. You're ready to get on board. And You're kind of hyping everybody up. Also, you can't send the same message in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, so if you try
That's
to
right.
write musket, so if you can't...
Musket should be 5 seconds.
No,
I've
what
got it
they
on
mean
5
is
The
like
spam
spam. It's a
filter.
spam filter with Twitch. But what you can do is if you just write anything else in chat, you will be able to write the same thing. So you can be like...
yeah. So you can just type in full stop and then send that onto the chat and then do musket again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's just stopping people just spamming the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which thankfully we've had precious little spam, which is great. Because otherwise I'd have to get Prime to cut down the cutlass and pick up the banhammer.
Just a timeout, I don't think, like, if people accidentally
They don't need a
spam.
ban.
It'll be a time. Yeah, the banhammer has 2 heads. It has ban and timer. You know, it's just a little tap. You know. And watching Prime the other day, it was like whack-a-mole with some of the fucking bots because Kate was on just chatting. So Prime's pretty good at this. Anyway, so that's turn 1, and so they're not going to do much because they don't have a huge amount they can do. However, the eagles going overhead has picked up the attention of the captain. You watch as this tentacle creature, you can just about see, actually no, you can see very well thanks to the totem. Actually, that means I'm going to give a couple of you a roll in a sec at the end of turn 1. Pulls out a pair of what seem to be black powder pistols and point them in the air and is going to try to shoot each of the eagles. Yeah?
The eagles are just spirits. They're fine.
No, they're not. They're going to get shot.
They are face spirits. They're fine.
Yeah. They're not really yours.
first
Ooh,
one
trolls
misses.
are 2!
Oh.
A
And
30.
the second one does hit, and that is 19 points of damage.
Ooh, ouch.
You notice that these aren't black powder weapons. A sickly green light blasts out of each
Magic
of the
pistols.
pistols. As 19 damage gets done to one of the eagles.
See, do I have any cool...
It's fine, I can use this spell 2 more times if both of them die.
To be fair, these pistols haven't got a very long range. It's just the captain has the kind of heroic kind of thing where, as the eagles come along, the eagles did more damage than they did. But he kind of misses one and then shoots the other. Yes, like a sickly green light. So I'll allow 1 of 2 rolls for each of you. Yeah, so each of you 4 can do 1 of 2 rolls. You can either roll.
I assume I can't
to
do a
identify
roll because
the
I'm in water.
Actually, you're quite right. Not you. Because technically you're not in range of the
Can't
totem.
see. Yeah.
No, I can't
Oh,
see, like,
oh.
up at the ship
Yeah.
either, so...
That's fair. So, Felicia, Danny, and Jordan, you can each make a either a perception check to check out the captain, or you can do a perception or arcana check, and I'll let you have the advantage that the totem conveys, because it is to see it, to check out the guns. So either the captain or the guns. Tell me which one you're doing and roll.
Perception on the captain for me.
And is Arcana on the guns then?
Yes.
Oh, actually, sorry, it wasn't 19, it was 9. I've just checked the thing.
Okay, 9 damage.
I was looking.
Okay.
It was 19 to hit 19 to
Right.
hit on this, although I rolled it on the chat instead. It's actually 9 damage, so I'll give that eagle 10 points.
Okay, it's not as brutal.
Not as spooky, but
Yeah.
still
As
pretty.
I was getting, I was there like, hang on, 19
That's all-
19 on a single pistol. That doesn't sound right.
It's
I'm sure I
okay.
didn't make it that powerful, and then looked at it, was like, That was the to hit. Yeah, so it was only 9 points, which is still pretty bad.
That was a nat 20 on perception.
Which were you looking at?
The person.
Person.
I'm leaving the guns to the gun expert.
Sure, this person is not an elephant.
Good.
They are mutated. There are tentacles coming out from where the mouth should be. And it has the same kind of, as it misses, you notice that it snarls, and as it snarls, the tentacles fly back, and there's the same round lamprey's mouth that you would get from from an illithid. But looking at the body, illithids are thin, spindly. They rely a lot on magic rather than on martial prowess. This thing is a fighter. You can see they've got a pair of nasty-looking single-handed axes. Looks like a dual wielder.
I'm very happy that we're not fighting you.
Just they have a tentacle mouth. It was an easy mistake to make. Jordan.
I'm going to do an Arcana check then on Arcana check on the gun.
On the guns, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got advantage with the.
Nat
Yeah,
20.
you get to roll.
23.
Nice. So you know 2 things. First of all, you know there's a thing called Witchlock pistols. Witchlock pistols are effectively magical pistols, but they are pretty much patented by the Seven Sails. Specifically, there is Bloodwind Bloodaxe. Yeah, Bloodwind Bloodaxe, who is the and yes, Bloodwind is a real Welsh name. Although not many people call their daughters Bloodwind because it. Never
Well, no,
name
I
your
don't
child
really get why
anything
they
that sounds
go.
like it should have the Destroyer after.
Well, Bloodwind Warrior, you shouldn't name your daughter Bloodwind, so she can be like the warrior or the destroyer, yeah.
Bloodwind the Destroyer. It is the Welsh warrior maiden name. But yeah, so Bloodwind Bloodaxe of the Shackleman is actually the main person who can make these. Few people can make them. There are other artillerists in the world, but mostly artillerists can only make them for themselves. Bloodwind can make them for other people, and has given them out to certain people. But in the case of this, looking at it, it doesn't seem to be regular Witchlock design. The sickly energy that seems to be coming out at the end of it is some sort of taint, and it's some sort of chaos magic that's coming out of it. You know that this is some sort of twisted version of that. That seems to be. Danny, which one were you going for? What did you get?
I was looking at the captain. What does the totem do for my perception?
You roll with
gives you
advantage.
Oh, so natural 20 plus 4.
That's a natural 20. Oh my god, we got 3 natural 20s.
Really?
That's what advantage does. It crit mines. Yes.
Something on purpose this time, and it paid off.
That's really good.
Pretty much everything that you saw before. You know that that the captain is not an illithid. They are tentacle, and they have a tentacle base, but they are not an illithid. You get the same two-handed weapon fighter. What in D&D terms would probably be like a ranger, a dual-wielding ranger. And the little extra I'll give you, because you are a martial class, is they do know how to attack with those tentacles.
Ooh.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. A little bit of extra for the second natural quantity. They're kind of like, they know how to attack and stuff. You have a feeling they can grapple and attack separately. So, back around to the top and turn 2. The guys reload their muskets, but Alphonse, the cannons are ready. I presume that you're going to be cool.
So I assume we obviously saw the captain just then. So before I do anything else, I'm going to sort of be like, those were, what was the gun called? The guns?
They are Witchlock pistols.
Yeah. So
they are variants of Witchlocks.
So you'll say they look kind of like Witchlock pistols, but the stuff coming out of it doesn't look quite right.
We give Witchlocks only to our allies, and only those who have earned it.
But the smoke coming out of it it's not normal. It's not normal.
There would be anything from us. Anyway, kill him, and we'll be able to find out what they are.
Let's take him down then. Alright, cannons! And we'll fire the cannons again.
Yep.
Fire!
Fire the cannons, chap.
Oi, you're not the one who says that.
No, I said it with the sound effect, so that's fine.
But I'm not going to fire a cannon though. I'm going to fire something else if I can.
Okay. The plate hits where a cannon port would be, but unfortunately that's a metal plate. Dong!
This ship is not fun.
Oh!
Officer! Oh!
Okay,
Pretty good.
-1 enemy crew. Now we're talking. So
Yeah.
Prime takes out one of the minor crew. Hermit, do me a D12, please.
Dun, dun,
12,
dun,
12,
dun,
12, 12, 12. Hit it. Hit the
Well, it
captain.
says D12 twice, is that? Or is it just once, Simon? Exclamation.
Type D12, twice. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh, twice.
That's okay, Hermit.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, we know this is taking a toll on other people too.
Yeah.
Oh, hits an
The
officer.
first D12 tells me who it hits. The second D12 does the damage.
That's it. 7.
7.
There's the bosun, I think.
7.
Bosun,
You hit one of the junior officers. Okay.
Is it not?
Roll the D12.
We are junior officers. So.
Yeah.
One of their junior officers.
Yeah,
Still
I'm
good
just
hit.
giving
Good
a
hit.
Oh, to say what it is.
average of how strong they are.
Yeah, it's, You said it's probably... Because number 8 was the bosun last time, so I assume it's the bosun again?
I haven't really named which ones are which. It's just basically captain and mutants.
Yeah.
So one more D12 Hermit, and we will know. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
For the damage this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time is how much damage you're going to be doing to them. But it's D12, and we add 2 to whatever.
Not 1.
But as my actual action, I'm gonna try and throw a firebolt at their captain.
Oh, nice.
Yes!
Bolt, not ball.
Bolts, yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Sadness, Felicia.
So, Jordan, while we're waiting for Hermit's damage, give me a roll.
With advantage.
Alphonse.
With
Because
advantage, yeah.
With advantage. So my
Yep.
first roll was 15.
8 points of damage. Nice. You watch as the cannonball hits one of the mutants, knocking them off their feet, and you can see that these big henched up creatures, it isn't an insta-kill. It would have been an insta-kill on any other member of the crew, but it does do them a significant amount of damage. So the way that cannons work is if you manage to hit a crew member with a cannon, it does double damage. So that 6 is 12 plus 2 because all skags have plus 4 to hit plus 2 damage. So that's 12, but 14 damage that gets done to one of the henched ones. You can see it's broken one of their arms. Thankfully, they have 2.5 left.
And that in itself is disturbing.
Yeah. Now that you're close enough, you can see that many of them have multiple limbs and other forms of attack, like weird spines or horns or anything like that. So, Jordan, what did you get?
With my advantage, I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yep. Roll for damage.
20s are not bad.
Yeah, that's...
Damage is 11.
11 points of damage.
Oh.
It hits the captain, and the captain just takes it, starts patting down the fire on their clothing, and splaying the tentacles out in every direction. Gives a gurgling roar at you for the insult. So that's Alphonse. Shirin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna... Because they are 80 foot away now, you said?
80 foot. Yep.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah. Not quite closer. So, I'm gonna ask, before I go too much on this plan, with wall of water, Simon, which I can make into a circle, I'm thinking that as soon as they get over, like, a point, I'm gonna throw it up under their ship, so they kind of, like, shoots them up a bit, and then they have, like, to... Would that work?
A wall of water. It would shoot up, and it might jostle the ship. It may make a load of people go prone, but it's not going to lift the ship up. The ship's a heavy thing, and this has got a huge
Got a
fucking creature in it.
turtle as well.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a big boy.
I say, what it would do was shake the ship.
Yeah. Which might be.
Proning them isn't bad.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, at the right timing, it can be amazing.
Yeah.
Because prone does a lot of good shit. Especially if they're prone and your guys jump in.
Yeah, so I might save that a little bit since they're a little bit closer. For
Not useless, but not as effective as some people would do.
no, that's fine. That's why I'm checking with you what it would do.
I'm making sure that you can do things with your abilities, but unfortunately, it's not kind of devastating. Unfortunately.
No, we can't be 2 hour powered. We're only level 6.
Yeah, only level 6.
Yeah, we're only.
Well, what a wall of water would do, for example, is if they are firing cannons at you and you don't want to fire cannons back, Corinne's character can just pull up a wall of water and all of their attacks are disadvantaged.
Yeah, they go.
Yeah, I have the same
It's a
thing,
great
but
defense
I
system.
have I can use either that or the wind wall if I want to.
Yeah. Thinking a lightning bolt is in order, but we don't. Do we want to kill this creature that's asking for like to be killed? Because it's like suffering.
Deal
I
with the
do
crew
like a moral
first.
dilemma in the middle of a battle.
Yeah.
Deal with the crew first.
Can you
Yeah,
send
Let's
it?
deal with the crew so that I can talk with first, or you can try and communicate with it.
Well, I can communicate things. I can. Ugh. Features and traits. I have energy saves that I can communicate simple ideas with beasts that can breathe water. So.
And I
will-
can communicate with things that have a swim speed.
Yeah. So.
Very interesting characters we have.
You're very good at speaking.
Yes.
Um.
We don't do humans, we do fish.
Yeah.
Human talking, what is that?
I was a
that's
bit of a pedant
Alphonse.
before when somebody said, "Can I cast speak to animals?" I said, "Anybody can cast speak to animals." I was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, speak with animals. That's the trick."
Let's lightning bolt through their hole. I'm gonna assume that a lightning bolt is strong enough to get through here. And
Yeah, a magical attack against the metal of the ship.
Metal
That
plate,
that could do something that cannons couldn't.
yeah. So I'm gonna angle it up so we'll hit like people as it goes up through the ship.
Okay. I'm going to use totem rules. You will get 3 people doing what is a dex save.
Dex save, yeah.
DC, please.
DC, I'm pretty sure is 15. Yeah, 15.
Okay. And I'm going to go for 3 officers, obviously. Because the officers fight you guys, the skags fight skag.
Skags versus skag.
That is a +4 to whatever I roll on here. So 16 is the first one. I think that's a save.
But still take
Yeah.
half damage. The
yeah,
ship
let's
doesn't
do
do a dex save because it's a fucking ship.
You
The
can't move.
second one saves. And
Just.
all of them save. That
save.
sucks.
Oh.
That's an
Half damage.
unfortunate.
Sadness.
Internet dice hate you. So roll for damage, please. But also, you will be hitting the ship
Yes, because the ship can't dex save.
because the ship's in a line.
So thunder goes off as I'm on there, and then I'm gonna press. I'm gonna use D&D Beyond for this because I can just press this button. There we go.
Legendary.
29 points of lightning damage.
Okay, so that brings it down to 14. So three of the officers get frazzled to the tune of 14 damage. And one of them that got hit by the cannon, was it Hermit's cannon? Is looking very worse for wear at this point.
How's the ship looking? Did I blow a hole in your hull?
No, but you can see that part of the hull is smoking and charred from that sheer amount of damage because it got full whack. And what does happen is that there's a sudden
Oh, you hit it!
under the water, and the ship rocks backwards and forwards erratically. which means that I'm going to do a
Ooh. I didn't hit it because I was aiming up, so I was aiming away from it. But yes.
It did shock it.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah,
it
shock it.
didn't do its hit points, but it basically got the static shock.
Yeah,
of the
because
right?
it just had thunder go off right next to it.
Well, it's more a case of the big metal brace that holds it in place.
That would have
Conducted the electricity,
Yeah.
so I'm going to say it got some of the pain.
Yeah.
Poor turtle.
And so yeah, you watch as several of the crew fall prone, and 2 of the lower crew that would normally be fighting the skags actually fall over the side.
Oh, into the water.
Ooh.
Good.
Nice.
Then Corinne has things to fight.
Oh, I haven't mentioned this, but my feet are no longer feet. They are now long, like.
Oh yes, we forgot to say this about deep tritons. So deep tritons, you don't find deep tritons in any book. They are specific to Illyria. Basically, when Corinne's character jumps into the water, according to the previous deep triton that you met in the Benefactor, if you watch that, her legs mutate, and she is now an 8-foot-long serpentine merfolk.
Yes.
She is a mermaid.
Yes.
That is very much what she is.
Yeah. The tail is not like a mermaid tail. It's like flat that side and has like fins, like an eel tail, like almost kind of thing.
Yeah. Say eel, serpentine, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep, that's Shiren's turn.
Yeah.
What
Ava.
happens to the boots you were wearing?
They get
They're on
melded
the ocean.
into the body as like with druids when they turn into animals.
I
Okay.
guess.
It's the normal druid rules. Anyways, is the ship within 60 feet of me? Because before that, when it comes into that, my spell will go up.
It will over the course of this round, because obviously it doesn't go 120, 80, 40
Yeah,
like that.
that's fair.
Doesn't
In the course
teleport.
of this round, it will go from 80 to 40. So during this round, yes, it will.
Okay. So I can roll it now and hit it, or it would
Yeah,
wait.
that's it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Just so I know.
Because this is like the middle of the round.
Yeah.
So you're throwing an ice knife onto their deck. I presume that you're trying to hit an officer and then trying to hit whatever else is around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Defray. We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
Hold.
Another round of cannons as well. We'll get
Yeah, you
Right.
have 1 round of cannons and 1 round of muskets left to see how this goes.
Yeah. So my spell attack is +7. So is a 17 enough to hit
To hit who?
a officer?
Yes, it is.
Good. They take 1d10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I rolled a 10. That is not bad.
We got some
Okay.
really good rolls.
Hit or miss, the
so-
shard explodes, and each creature within 5 feet of point of where it explodes must succeed on the dex saving throw.
Do they have
okay.
disadvantage on dex saves when they are prone?
Oh, the officer gets a natural 1. Gets the damage. The skag. Well, I say the skags. What do they call them? Henchlings. The henchlings around it automatically fail because they were prone at the time, thanks to the convulsing of the ship. So go for your cold damage.
Yeah, that is 8 cold damage.
Let me just check.
These poor things.
Nope, they have no immunities to that. So yeah, with the 8 on top of that, you can see this one. The ice knife
Let me
hits it in
remind
the
you,
chest
I
and
am the
explodes.
support.
Kind of same.
And you can see that the chest is open and it's writhing in pain, but it's still standing. But you can see that it's bleeding profusely.
Well, lovely,
So,
because now it's my giant eagle's turn.
okay, so out of the officers, you've got the captain, you've got the one that got hit by Hermit, You've got the ones, the two that got ripped to shit by your eagles. You've got previously, if you wanted them to go back on for another pass, and then there's one you just, and then there's others as well. You think there's almost like 10 officers here, but a few of them are on death's door.
I'd like my giant eagles to try and finish off if they can see someone who is close to.
Okay, the most damaged. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want them to do the same target or different?
Different targets.
Different targets. So the two with the lowest hit points, no problem. Yep, I've got that. Roll me the attacks, please. Beaks first.
Beaks first. That is a 23 and
Yep, AC 15.
Yeah, and a 15 on the nose.
Okay, cool. Roll damage, please.
Yeah. So that is. First one is 6, and the other one is 5. I rolled badly.
Okay, yep. So they start tearing chunks out of these two again, and you can see that this goes on much longer. These mutants are just going to be pieces on the floor. Go for the talon attacks.
Good.
What you wanted to say, Jordan?
Felicia, do you have any ranged weapons as well?
Spells.
Because you get an extra attack because of my haste.
That's true. Well, I have my trident, I have a crossbow, and I have a net.
You could fire a crossbow at this one.
Yeah.
Because it's just hit 60.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Um,
You're not gonna believe it, so I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay. Of course.
oh god, did she get a 20 on both of the talon attacks?
Oh dear. Post it in chat if you can.
I swear to God, one of these days I'm going to get Will Wheaton and Felicia together and end the universe.
Look in Discord general chat.
oh god, there we go.
Jesus.
We need dice count, please, yeah. At this point.
Oh, that's disgusting. Go for damage.
Okay.
I mean, it to a certain extent it's wasted because one of these, you breathe on it, it would fall over and die. But, you know.
It's not even glory, Kevin! Okay, so that is 4d4 each.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Let's start with number 1. And that's a lot of 5s. Okay, so that's 15, 19,
How do you get 5s on a
It's
D4?
dead.
D4.
I was going to ask that.
D6s, I mean.
D6, yeah.
Yeah,
it's D6 on the talons. 2d6
Now I know
talon
you're
attack.
joking.
I mean, giant eagles are really underrated by players. I was really pleased that she chose them. But I was like, they're pretty good.
Yeah, and they can
Brilliant.
fly, so it doesn't matter where the ship is, they can just continue chasing.
Jeez,
Well,
druids.
these ones now we're going to do opportunity attacks against them because now they know to anticipate the attacks. But I don't think they're going to be alive to do it.
That's 14. So one
yeah.
19 and one 14.
Yeah, they're both dead. And you watch as, on the second pass, paying attention to the eagles now, you watch as these two mutants are just there with these crazed claws and horns and spines, ready to lash at it. And the eagles are having none of it. They come down, they see the sight of blood, and they just go down and start tearing out whatever looks like the mutants want to keep the most. And they just tear out chunks with their claws, with their beaks, and then as a passing insult, just rip the throats.
Jesus.
Wow.
And coughing up bubbles of blood, the two mutants fall.
Those eagles.
Good eagles. Good eagling.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I forgot to do the ice spell effect. Have an ice spell effect.
So that was Ava. Apart from the crossbow shot,
Yes.
give us a quick one and tell us who you're targeting.
I'm gonna target the captain this time, I think.
Okay, insult on injury.
Yeah.
AC 17 for the captain.
Well, I rolled an 18, so...
Go for it.
You've been
Roll
rolling
damage.
exceptionally well, Felicia.
Oh, I love these blue dice. I might need to use them more often, but my crossbow is only 1d8 plus 2, so it's not that fun.
Extra damage.
It's 6 damage.
Yeah. Better than kicking the head. So yeah, that's good. So you.
To be fair, the officers only have like 15 AC, so as long as I roll above a 10, I hit.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a 50-50 chance of me rolling above 10 on a d20.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the officers are AC 15, and the captain's AC 17. Dalgel, you can see that the guys who have got the muskets loading as quickly as they can. They're not quite sharp rifles, if you know the reference, but you can see that they're putting the muskets together in good form, ready with these devastating black powder shots, which unfortunately are hit miss, but if they do hit, they do a pretty good amount of damage.
They're doing
So,
alright.
what are you
In the
doing?
meantime, I have, as a barbarian, I get a small arsenal of weapons. So I have 3 javelins, which I'm going to, and I have 3 attacks.
3 attacks.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Simply,
Let's do it.
Like in the previous kind of round, as they're approaching, my javelins are into the deck, and I just pick them up 1, 2, 3. It's at long range, so they're all at disadvantage.
With
Yep.
advantage, which you can cancel out, so neutral.
The totem gives you advantage.
It totally does.
Yeah.
Nice.
Totem.
Freaking brilliant. That's why we're getting so
Javelin
many
attacks.
criticals, is that everything's with advantage. You're just
Everything's
rolling
with-
tons of times. Yeah.
Okay. So that is
Yeah, never
really
forget
bad
that
dice roll.
advantage.
I get a 9 and a 7 and a 20.
Oh, 20.
So I guess only one of them hits.
The 20 definitely hits, yeah.
Okay.
Was that
Well,
a
the
natural
other
20
two-
or a dirty 20?
It wasn't day 20. Yeah.
Okay, dirty 20, yeah. So one of them hits. Roll for damage, and I'm going to say it hits.
Dan, can you angle your camera butt up a little bit because you're being like, oh no, you're just sitting forward.
He's going forward like I
He's
do
on the edge of his
sometimes.
seat.
I
Yeah.
was getting a bit excited.
Yeah.
Don't blame
Okay,
you.
roll for damage.
So it hits for 11 damage.
Okay. Who was that at?
That was at simply the one that's looking ready to board. So one of the front, anything that's at the front. So probably
Sure.
a scout.
You can see one of the officers is pretty much on the rail, standing on the scuppers, and the scuppers are little drainage points on the side of the ship. So if there's any water on the deck, it will go through the scuppers. If anybody says, "Oh, they were on their scuppers," it means they were so low in the water that the water was actually coming in.
I'm loving the chat
yes.
so much. You guys are so cute.
You're so sweet.
You watch as the javelin hits it hard. It goes into its gut, and it bellows out with pain. But it is ready to start to jump.
Okay.
Right. One round before we get to the ramming roll, this is going to bleed over to the next session. But best laid plans, and we managed to get the viewers involved. I'll be able to tweak other things. I've already got some spaces.
We're off time already. This is like...
No, it's fine. I knew that the first ship combat was going to be a little bit like this, and I'm testing the water. So before we get to that,
We are
the
not
captain is going to try to fire at the two birdies again. So
What's
shot
Keely
one.
Horn doing at the moment?
She
She's
has a sword.
captaining.
Okay.
Then he has a sword as
She
well.
is captain.
So
Just
one
doing
hit.
captain stuff.
Yeah, captain stuff. Yeah.
Oh, 19.
Important captain stuff. So 8 damage to the other eagle. So it's not taking out numbers there. It's the captain's done kind of equal damage to each of them. Just blasting out these sickly energy beams. Right. So final round before crunch. Alphonse, this is the last chance to use the cannons before you're either going to be swinging round parallel to the other ship and doing a boarding action,
I've got a lot
or you're
to
going
do
to be
this
hit
round.
head on and have a very bad day. So give me a. I'll let you give.
Yep.
the order.
Right, so obviously I'm going to be firing the cannons, but I've got 2 other things I can do after that as well. So this is try and keep this quick. So first of all, fire the cannons.
Cannons!
I won't be doing that because I've got other stuff to do. But everyone
Okay.
else, fire the cannons.
Port of Freight hits the same cannon port as before. Dong! Oh,
Ooh!
the water line. Your shot. This is why I was saying to the Freight that I wouldn't allow firing into the water because there was actually an outcome. So yeah, your shot hits the water line, Prime, and basically you've sprained the creature's flipper. So its piloting check is at -1. This will help when it comes to the piloting check to see whether you get rammed or not. As the creature
Very good.
convulses with the pain, one of the henslings gets thrown off into the water, to joining the other 2. They're not the best swimmers considering they're on the ship. Certainly outclassed by your Mero and your Seal. Sorry, your Triton and your Seal. And oh no, Hermit hits the
Same cannon port.
metal lagging as well. These shots would be devastating on any other ship.
Any other
but
ship,
on this
yeah.
one, it's a
Hello,
major
Minion!
plan.
Shoot a cannon!
And
Minion, shoot a
comes in.
cannon! Shoot a cannon,
Shoot a
Minion!
cannon!
Minion, you've managed to unclog your cannon. Type in ! cannon, please. Let's see if Minion picks up the spare. Just type in ! cannon as a command in the chat, and the Nightbot will do the rest.
Yeah.
Firing it. We're firing the cannon, Minion. Exclamation
There we
mark
go.
cannon.
There we go!
There we go.
Oh no!
You hit the ship's cat. The
Great
ship's cat
shot.
in this case is a tentacled beast next to the captain. The captain watches as its mutated head gets smeared across the deck and just bellows out with rage. As the captain now vows to take Minion and rip him to pieces.
Yeah,
The
to
just
be
out of
fair,
John
who
Wick, the
wouldn't
pirate
do
story.
that at that point?
Yeah, I told you there were other options.
There were
and then
good
you guys
ones.
just kept rolling sevens.
Finally get.
Um,
Okay. So this is going to be fun.
okay, Alphonse, what do you do?
I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level, and I'm twin spelling it.
Yes!
Whoa.
This is what sorcerers are made for.
Yeah, divine
So-
sorcerers as well, man. Oh my god.
So I'm aiming for the captain with one of them, and the second one is whoever looks the healthiest on there.
Oh, healthiest. Nice.
Healthiest officer, obviously.
Okay. Healthiest officer. Got it. Cool. Okay.
Okay?
Both
Right.
attacks are with advantage because of the thing.
Yeah.
The thing.
So that is a.
Say
first
thank
roll.
you to your
Thank
emotional
you.
support, lesbian.
Thank
So
you.
the first roll was 18, and the other one was
That'll hit
30-20.
either.
30-20 as
Yes.
well.
Sure. Yeah. So both hit. Give me some damage.
6d6.
Oh, of course, because it's level 3 and twinned.
Yeah.
Well, 6.
19. We'll throw that at the captain.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
the-
This bolt of light just hits the captain. The captain starts to scream. It apparently didn't like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's divine. And whatever the captain is, he sure as fuck isn't divine.
I'm not done as well. This is the best
What
part.
was and it was what was the damage for the junior officer?
Junior officer 24.
Wow.
Oh, ouch! Yeah, healthiest officer certainly. But once it hits this, you can see that it's kind of damaged, but also unmutating at a crazy rate.
Ooh.
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 Weird.
But
Okay.
not in a way that means it's going back into a healthy person.
Right.
Unmutating and ripping apart.
Right. Well, good
Still
damage
not
type.
done.
No, he is not.
Nope. As right, so I've
Yes,
got to
he
make
is
sure
a sorcerer.
I am a sorcerer. As my bonus action, I'm
Yeah?
going to summon my spiritual weapon right next to the captain.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, spiritual weapon. What is your spiritual weapon, by the way?
It's my. I don't know if you can show it on the screen.
It will roll
If it's
around
on
and you will be able to see it because we currently
It's
have the
a
big screen.
scimitar.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
scimitar,
Yep.
which will be after my character, which is currently on screen.
Yeah, so it's coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Go for it. Go for
and
the.
I get to swing with it straight
Nope,
away.
attack
it's
and damage.
barely in focus, Corinne. You need to fix that.
Barely in that. But it is there. You can
Yeah.
sort of see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna obviously hit with it straight away. 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits the captain. Yeah.
Okay, and it's 1d8 plus 5. And that is 11.
11 points of damage. The captain. You can see the same unmutating effect of the guiding bolt. And again, it's not that they have vulnerability or anything like that. Most of this is just flavor. But it does tell you a little bit about what they are. Just as he's reeling from this scimitar just appears in the air and slashes down a huge gaping wound across its flank.
With force damage.
Yeah, that one's false damage, the spiritual weapon. Yeah.
Okay, so
Got it round.
that is it. Then we're up to Shirin.
Yes.
By the way, just because it might matter for her, anything hit by the guiding bolt also now has advantage. If you're hitting anything that's hit by
Yep.
guiding
So you've got
bolt.
advantage from two different sources. Unfortunately, they don't stack. But
Shirin doesn't
yeah.
have it in the water
No.
from the totem.
No, she
Yes.
does.
Because that's
Good
why
point.
it now matters.
Yeah.
So now both the captain and one of the things are now glowing with lights to the point where even through the water you can see them, Shirin. So Shirin, this is the penultimate round before either the hit or the board. If you wanted to do your thing with the wall of water to get to try to knock everyone prone, now would be the time.
Yes. I will start with, because obviously I have Quicken and stuff, so I'm gonna do a bit of fun.
And
Eclipse
it's
has
house
been
rule
playing
for my
with
games,
Glory
by the
for
way,
a
that
while.
if you quicken a spell or you do a spell as a bonus action, the spell as an action, I allow that because frankly, it's easier for me to try and kill you if you burn all your spell slots. Anyway, carry on.
Yes.
It's like all of mine right now.
Yes. I will go for. I think I'm gonna start with another lightning bolt and then do the wall of water because that's gonna be easier. And I think that will rattle the turtle even more if that happens in quick succession.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Yeah.
I'd go with that. Right, so
Some saves.
in that case, I've got some saves. So these are all at +4, and I'm kind of enjoying doing them in the chat. So that is a fail. And a. Oh, did I do that too quick? I didn't.
Yeah.
11, so that's 15. Does that pass?
Damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pass.
And then.
These guys
okay,
roll
so
really well.
two passes and a fail.
To be honest,
roll
we've
damage,
all
please.
rolled really well today.
Yes.
So
Really well.
Question this time, I've hit this ship now twice with a lightning bolt. Have I created a hole in the hull yet?
No, but it's steaming at this point. It is absolutely steaming. The metal lagging is now melting off to the point where parts of the ship are now vulnerable to cannon fire.
Oh, brilliant.
Ironically, the cannon fire is now
No, over.
over. But if you guys wanted to make some sort of attempt whilst you're boarding, you could potentially maybe send a skag to find which cannon is next to the melting lagging and try for a lucky shot.
30 points of damage for the lightning bolt.
Okay, so that kills one of them.
Yes.
And the other two are regretting their life choices.
well,
Is it back?
I'm gonna be honest. Most of them are most of the enemies we meet in any campaign are doing that. So
Yeah.
So much damage.
Yeah.
Also the healer, but did so much damage.
Yeah. Well,
You guys know how to make D&D characters now. It's yeah, to the point where I have to really kind of. I mean, I threw a ton of mutated horrors on this ship. But you still haven't killed, but I had to put that many on there because I knew how many would die before they even got to.
yes.
And
I like making characters that go boom.
Yes, DeFreight. You do actually hear that as she's barking commands, Captain Horn does say, DeFreight on deck now!
Ooh.
So we're about to go
Aye,
we're about to go
Aye,
for
aye.
crunch time.
Grace.
We're going to do Eva first, and then
I still have my quicken, Simon.
Oh, sorry, quicken, sorry.
We're not done yet.
Yeah.
She's a
Sorry,
sorcerer.
I'm
You
trying to get
can't
to the end of
hurry
this round
it.
because that's when we're going to end the stream, but we will do this round. So,
Yes, I quicken, and as a circle, as like a 20-foot diameter circle, I do wall of water under the ship, jostling as much as I can, like lifting it up with the
okay. I'm going to roll for an effect.
yes, and I'm hoping the effect is compound because this is happening within like 2 seconds of the lightning and then the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I did that one too fast. Apparently that one too fast as well. I'm being punished by Twitch and I'm broadcasting.
Uh-oh.
Let's try that again.
7.
Okay, so they got a roll with disadvantage, and then you did an extra thing on top, so I got them to roll a third time. So I've given them extra disadvantage. 7 plus 4 doesn't meet. You watch as the majority of the people on the ship get thrown to the floor.
Yeah.
The majority.
Anyone falling off?
Several henchlings do, and yeah, it would be that a bunch of henchlings, but none of the officers. You can see that one of the officers, though, is running towards your side of the ship and looks like they're about to jump in to try and climb.
Well, good luck. Because I
but
still have
that-
darkness up.
Yeah, that will be
Someone's
that will be
turn.
the next turn, which will be
Sounds like a
next week.
bad day.
So, Dalgal, you can see that some sort of effect erupts out of the sea. Kind of a wall of water, but it immediately, because of the sheer amount of weight on top, all it does is rock the ship before the wall starts to shiver and struggle underneath, about to collapse under its own weight. But you watch as the other crew is thrown to the floor, thanks to one of the shots. I think it was Hermit shot that shot the fin of the creature. You can see that the helmsman, Tinesi, is using that moment to try and bring the ship around so that it comes around and gets into a decent boarding distance. However, you can see that DeFreight charges up out of the deck and is coming towards Captain Horn. It looks like the captain is hoping to get some people over there now because you're very, very close to each other. And in true Pirates of the Caribbean style, there are convenient ropes to swing over with if you would like to send an advance party, or indeed be part of it
Absolutely.
yourself.
I'm totally going to be part of it myself. I am swinging on a rope, possibly a little bit of a Tarzan war cry, and
Do it.
with as many brave souls as there was.
Okay. Okay, so DeFreight, because you were kind of voted Stag of the Week last week, you watch as Keely Horn, Captain Keely Horn, says, DeFreight, you earned this one. and throws down a great axe that sticks in the deck in front of you. Go over there and cause some havoc now. And there is a command that only Defrate can use, which is exclamation point Defrate attack, all one word. As you join Dalgul in the vanguard. Danny,
I even hold his rope. I hold the rope for him.
Here you go.
Come on, let's
Here you
go.
go.
And we swing across together.
Go for it.
Go for it, Danny. Can I have an athletics check or an acrobatics check, your choice? Defrate will of course just follow you and just
Do the skag thing.
Giggle, so go for it.
Do the skag thing. 17 on my athletics.
17, okay. You get across, no problem at all. Hit the deck, everybody's prone around you. Ordinarily this would be a lot more difficult, but with everybody prone, the difficulty went way down. You land, Defrate lands as well. If anybody else is boarding at this point, I would like you to do me a favor. So Defrate, type in exclamation point Defrate attack, all one word. Everybody else who's boarding with Dalgul and using the ropes, do exclamation point Skag, S-C-A-G, attack, one word. And type in that command now, and Nightbot should tell you what happens.
Skag attack.
Oh, Defrate
skag
even
attack.
has his own war cry.
For bagels.
I have a
Two Ts and attack
special
here.
batch fermenting now.
Skag is S-C-A-G, Prime.
The Freights one didn't work.
Defrate needs to put 2 T's in attack.
Spelling is good.
There we go.
Spelling is not a thing. He's a lord. He doesn't
They're
really know how
pirates.
to read.
Still
Does that work?
Didn't work for the
Have I misspelt? Oh, I've misspelt Defrate. Hang on a sec.
Ah.
There we go.
DM fucked up.
Yeah, DM fucked up. There we go. I've just told Nightbot what your name. Yeah, so Aura jumps in and smashes one of the. I think so does Hermit. Both of them swinging in.
There we go.
Defrate, do that again. Type in exactly what you just did there, and this time Nightbot will listen to you.
Ooh.
Invalid variable.
terrible.
Invalid variable.
Oh,
Hang
no,
on, hang on. We will win this. We will win this. Hang on.
That hurts the most. I remember when someone dealt me an invalid variable. Oh my god.
Yeah,
He infinitely
had to
hits
put on
everyone.
a week
No, no,
after
no.
that, Yeah.
The Freight
Okay.
wins.
Defrate wins.
One more time, Defrate. Yeah, Defrate manages to do an imaginary number of. Hey, there you go. Hits her with a 21, dealing 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
Swinging across, it was worth the wait. Swinging across and then bringing this a great axe, which is a D12 by the way, out, smashes it down on the nearest prone henchling, cutting it in half. Bisecting it right down the middle.
Wonderful.
So Dalgul, I believe you would want to do something. I can't remember.
Don't mind.
You may
I'd
want
like
to do
to
something.
rage.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay.
You,
Go for it.
Because
who are you attacking?
of my path, as I start to rage, the static electricity around me builds and builds and builds. Everyone's hair is on end.
Oh, Storm Herald.
There's a lightning attack to somebody within 10 feet of me. Anybody, any of the skags needs to
That's
make
probably for the best.
Yeah,
a dex
literally,
save.
Defrate is all over the cannon.
So any
Well, I don't
anybody within any of the skags within 10 feet of me make a dex saving throw of 15. DC 15.
Okay, so one person within range of you, yeah?
Yeah, within 10 feet.
Okay.
Is it only one
have
or
you placed yourself
everyone?
next to the captain,
Just
or
one.
have you?
Yeah, if I can reach the captain on my
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're a
then
hero. Go for it.
It would definitely
Yeah.
be. Then I would have gone to the captain.
Okay, so the
then
captain
targeted.
does a passed us.
Oh.
Okay, balls. Okay, well, there's a slightly threatening lightning strike.
It scorches the deck in front of him as he's there, and the captain was one of the few people who didn't go prone because heroic. You see these tentacles splay open at you.
I would like to take one of my first attacks. I don't get advantage because I'm outside of the range of the totem, right?
You don't get advantage for that, but you do get advantage for the guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So first attack.
Only the first attack, though.
Oh, okay. So that is a 16 plus 7. So 23.
Yep.
And it is, and this is two-handed warhammer now.
Yep.
And it is. I rolled a 10. So 10 plus my strength mod is 14 damage.
Also, the extra damage for raging.
Oh crap! Yeah, plus another 2, so 16.
16 points of damage. So you guys watch as Dalgal, suddenly energetic, grabs hold of this rope, swings across, a lightning arc comes off his body straight into straight onto the floor in front of the captain, and then just smack dead center with his fucking maul. 16 points of damage would bring that down to what would that be? You watch as the captain, almost concussed, reels back and slams against a bulkhead. Go for your next attack.
I think, I'm going to try and finish him off. 14 plus the 21. Oh no, I don't get advantage on that, so that is 14.
14. This time ducks out the way as your maul comes down and smashes the bulkhead. Go for your third attack.
Then final, that is 22.
Yep, that hits.
And it hits for 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. You rip the maul out of the bulkhead and just swing it backwards, slamming and kind of cuffing it on the back of the head. There's a definite crack of whatever fucking skull this thing has got. Definitely has a major fracture in it at the moment. The captain, you can see the tentacles are kind of not expecting this much damage in this short amount of time. Seems to be on his last legs.
Okay.
Still some of the other junior officers are untouched, but the captain itself is starting to struggle.
Okay.
How many attacks was that?
That was his 3 attacks.
Yeah.
But it was 3 good attacks.
Oh yeah. Hermit, I have to make the ship this badass just for it to stand a chance. These are seasoned D&D players who know how to build characters. You can watch as the captain, heavily injured and concussed at this point. Not that has an effect other than losing a lot of hit points. And looks around. Many of the crew have been yeeted off the ship. Others have been smeared across the ship. Others are being hacked up by Prime, Defrate, and Hermit. Prime and Hermit with their cruel-looking cutlasses, and Defrate slamming down with that great axe. I'm going to stop that here as we are 20 minutes over as it is, and the crew of the Interceptor is going to give their response
I'm not
at
for
the
continuing
beginning.
it if anyone else is.
I think it's good to do to keep our timings consistent.
I was happy to go over just so that we rounded off at a perfect point here, and I think we've reached it. Thank you for the extra 20 minutes, guys. And so thank you for Corinne, Felicia, Danny, and Jordan for their story today. I'm Simon, your DM, as always, and it's an honor and a pleasure. I do this 3 times a week now, and it never feels like a chore. In fact, honestly, God, this is the most awake I feel, other than the weekends when I see my daughters. The most awake I feel all week. Thank you for you guys in chat for making this what it is. When sat down and I can't remember if I said this on stream or if I said it to the guys. I'm pretty sure I just said it to the guys. Before I started writing this campaign, the first thing I put down on the page was the word interactive to make sure that you guys had joined as well. And looking at all the chat in the chat, and the fact that you guys are engaging as well, it means that I think this is probably the largest role-playing game, other than the LARP I did a long time ago. This is the largest role-playing game I've ever run because we've got the 4 main players and then we've got a bunch of other players as well. And it seems to roll quite quickly considering everything that we've managed to achieve. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to do a very, very quick raid. Actually, no, it's too late. I'll do a raid next time when we finish on time. And we will finish on time. Now that I've got my notes from today, I know what Ship Combat entails. And we shall raid next time. But until then,
Alan finishing a mission on time. Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
I will be able to do it. It's just normally I can do it very well when it's one shots and things like that. But there's a lot of extra variables in this one here, so you have to forgive me a little bit of wiggle. So yeah, our next,
I give you wiggle room. It's us I'm talking.
Yep. We're the worst ones.
Yeah. Normally I'm better at putting more bits in. I'll make sure. I'll make sure it's there. So our next game is here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. as we blast off into space with Corinne, Felicia, and Ed as they carry on with their pursuit of
answers and vengeance, and stabbing. I haven't stabbed something in a while. I need to stab something.
Oh, you're about to be attacked. Don't you worry. You're surrounded by beasts. Yep, we will see you all then with Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl. You would have gained quite a bit of channel points, so I'm a little worried. And one of the things that I've got down for this weekend is subscriber twists. So you guys who are in the subscriber chat, Jordan included, there's going to be a twist that you'll vote for all 3 streams.
I'm
be nice to us.
However,
except I can't vote on this one.
Jordan can't vote for this one. Yeah. And he has to play down this one, so I'll throw a bit in there as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yep, see you tomorrow, Hermit, and thank you very much for joining us. We're going to go off probably to bed now because I've got work in the morning. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Night.